Yeah, so last time we had the joyous torture session where I think, Lokag and Woolen were probably the most expected when torturing, and then, Tiberius was a bitch. He was a little bitch. A whiny,
He was a little bitch.
sad little bitch.
Which honestly was like such a great. That was a fantastic way to end off the torture sessions, just with him being such a whiny little bitch.
That just happened because of the order you guys chose to do it in.
Yeah.
Tiberius was always going to be a pathetic little Mew Mew.
He died like a pathetic little Mew Mew too.
Yes, because after the torture session and you guys got a bunch of good information ranging from a little bit more about the wreckage over towards Actus, about this James's submersible, as well as pieces of a pirate ship that Hin recognizes as the Old Willow. Um, you also found out that there's things called sources, origins. What? Apparently, the taint is actually spread from a source of origin right now. It looks to be, at least in this kingdom, spread through what's probably the water source. And they're using it to infect the water sources of the land, infect the people through their food, through their livestock. Yeah, it's not great. And then James learned that from Tiberius that, oh no, there's a leak within the Soperon military government, side of governmental things. There's a leak into Wussenland, which is not great considering they do trade, like very strict types of trade with Wussenland. And then Strata, accompanied by Barley to try and help make sure at least she doesn't doesn't have too much to fight. They appeared in a forest much like the limbo they were in before. And they hunted Tiberius down, where Strata killed him by starting with asphyxiation before a swift break of the neck. But as she did so, when she blinked, he was gone, and so was Barley. Strata, I immediately need you to do a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh
Yeah.
no. Oh boy. Alright. If it will load my sheet, please.
Oh no, roll 20, please.
Roll 20, please. Saving throw, yes?
Yes. At disadvantage, yes. Oh, those are both bad rolls, but.
Oh.
Ah.
Oh no.
So. Strata unfortunately gets the worst end out of all of these.
I mean, oh yes, but like, oh no for her.
So, the outside of your vision tinges black and fades into even the gray. So it's like you have like serious tunnel vision, but then it also looks a little veiny. You feel like you're not in charge of your body, like you are a secondary person in this body who is not in control. And even if, with what I'm about to explain, would upset Strata, some part of you surges with a delight. An uncomfortable delight. You sit and you go through this forest. Barley, nowhere in sight. But in the moment, you do not even know who that is. You hear the sound of chains dropping, a scramble, and you go to hunt down Woolen. When you kill him, it's easy. Woolen didn't put up much of a fight because they understand your pain and anger. But what he wasn't expecting was when you electrocuted the Triton. And then you moved on to the prey you probably were awaiting more so than Tiberius, Lokag. You feel your spines grow even more, stretching out your skin uncomfortably and causing blood to pour down your back and neck. As you truly feel yourself become a bit more draconic, you can feel your underbelly scales around your pectoral muscles harden as you just tear her apart. And then as you blink, it's not her, it's Ophira. As you look around, it starts to become your family, and you start to chase them down as more appear and run from the sight of you. And you start to move a little bit out of your body, like you're flashing between first and third person, but third person at a brief glance, where you're only seeing like bits and pieces. And you see you're not you, you're a gold covered body, but your scales are also flecked with blue, but it's not specks as in this is grown naturally. They look like they've been embedded into the skin. As you feel your body slowly getting larger and elongating, you start to bite and consume. And as you start to feel your body shift into a full, more realized draconic image, everything's gone. And then suddenly you are back normally in the camper as it was during the torture session. You're fine, you're not bleeding. You're going to take 8 points to your sanity.
Well, shut it down.
That puts her at 68.
And make a note for yourself for the next in-game week. Your character has disadvantage on saving throws revolving around your curse and your sanity, and you're going to be more prone to your sin. Strahd chose the wrong place to indulge in wrath.
Damn. Yep.
Oh boy.
That's
Alright. Well,
But I want to stress this. You are going from feeling all this discomfort and pain, but also a surge of delight as you partook in that wrath. And then suddenly you're back in your normal sized body with all that feeling still psychologically. And I am going to dictate in this moment, because it's part of the wisdom save. Strahd is currently shell shocked. She can move around, but she can't really react to anything because she's processing everything that just happened. Because
Yeah.
standing in front of her is a concerned looking Barley who has the bodies of Lokag and Wolin by his feet, which are being slowly pulled back down into the floor. Like, and he's covered in blood as if he had to kill them, not you.
Mm-hmm.
And Barley carefully approaches you, does a moment to like check and see, like, your eyes are reacting. He tries talking to you, asking if you're okay. And I will say, you can kind of like move your head around and make some sort of like small like grunts of acknowledgement or like meaning, but you don't have the mental processy to really engage, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And seeing you in this state, Barley is going to put his arm, first take off his coat and put that around you, and then his arm fully around your shoulders, like fully to like the bicep, so he can like hold on to you as he walks you out. And now the party is completely back together.
Well, I do believe that James had gone to the tavern.
Yeah, James.
Okay,
Yeah,
James. Oh yeah, James fucked off.
He
Yeah.
he clocked out.
James
He's
is
Okay.
like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Yes, right. So okay then. So
I did
rewind. Where is
Yeah.
everyone at this moment? Because Eden and James would have walked out together, and Hen as well, and then James went off to the tavern. So what is everyone doing? And also Pavir.
I mean, I was gonna before James left, I was gonna have just Eden like say goodbye to him real quick. That's
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
because
I think very briefly we James goes, I'll see you tomorrow, Eden.
uh, right, yeah, and then Eden's like a bit surprised at first, then kind of nods and says, well, "Understood. You have a good night, James, and thank you." And then, sorry, brain blanked for a second there, but essentially, kind of as next, probably extending the offer of like, we'll be meeting up for breakfast tomorrow, and telling him if he'd like to join where they'll be. But fully, it's like, you have a good night, thank you.
Yeah, he nods when you ask him that. He says, yeah, we'll meet tomorrow.
Yep, and then yes. Yeah, yep, James is off. Eden's not going to stop you. You take care.
I got speed, soldier.
Yeah, that's basically the vibe. It's like, yeah, but after James leaves, Eden is not really talking to anyone. He's like he has like his notebook out. And he is just furiously jotting things down right now.
Okay, and then Parker, if you'd like, Pavir can wander over, or what is Pavir getting up to? Since Hindril is kind of chilling.
Can Pavir go see how Strahda's doing?
Yeah, no, like before, like as because this is like the moments before they come out, like where everyone is at.
Okay. Pavir probably would have stayed with Hein or Eden. Not quite not quite fucked off, just lingering, waiting. He is not happy about the situation at all.
I mean, yeah,
but he
yeah.
wants to see how everything went down.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and Eden is fully not talking to anyone. He's very absorbed in writing right now.
Yes.
That's fair. Pavir is probably just lingering around. He's not sure what to do with himself. He just does not feel good about any of this.
Alrighty. So we'll start with the group immediately after this scene then. So this is everyone else. Barley and Strahda walk out. They're both covered in blood, but Strahda looks very out of it, and I want to say it's not like the kind of shell shocked where you're kind of like your eyes are wide and you're like disassociative. It's the one where it's like your eyes go almost so wide it looks a little painful, and her pupils are like slits. Like tiny little slits. If this was an anime, it would look like her pupil is like 2 or 3 because of like how it's rendered.
Oh shit. Okay.
Yeah, she's not good, not good.
She is in a state. But Barley seems to have her. She seems stable, she just seems shell-shocked by something.
Yeah, imagine Eden kind of like glances up as they step out, is a little bit taken aback, and kind of looks to Barley, not like saying anything out loud in this moment, but kind of gives him a look. It was like you got her, that kind of thing.
Barley is actually like not quite looking at anyone at this moment. He also looks a little off, but not as bad off as Strata.
Fair enough. Can I roll insight on Barley real quick?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyone can roll insight checks in this moment.
Yeah.
All right.
Dirty 20.
Pavir sees Laylis and he's like, "Oh wow, look at that."
Cool. Para, if you want Strata to make an insight check, if you feel like she would, you can feel free to do so, but it would be at disadvantage. Oh no, Pavir!
I don't think she could. Oh, Pavir.
It's alright. Eden took the good rolls for me already. Right.
They saw a lot of
That's
blood
weird.
and they were like, oh. But
Yeah, I guess
don't think
Pavir is
Strata's
too shocked to normally read people the way he usually can.
To be fair, both Barley and Strata are also covered in blood.
Exactly. Yeah.
I will say though, Strata, you can feel I think the thing that's keeping you shell shocked in this moment is the fact that you can feel. You're not sure if it's sweat or blood, but something trickling through your spines. So I want to say that, yeah, Pavir is definitely more so shell shocked, probably seeing those two covered in blood, but they clearly don't have any injuries on them.
Yeah, Pavir's like, "What? What did you do?"
Neither of them respond, and Barley is pointedly not looking at meeting anyone's eyes. Eden can tell that, yeah, you can tell something happened to Stratus, at the very least psychologically, to shell shock her like this. Eden may have had this happen before, seen it happen to maybe someone else, where it's like a trauma situation where you go through such a psychological trauma, your body like can't move, can't really do much because of the mental break from it.
Yeah. Yeah. I'd say probably not much first-hand experience, but I think this definitely would have been something he'd read about.
And Barley looks very twitchy and nervous. Keeping his head down, his hat's tilted downward so you can't even really look him straight in the eye. His tail keeps flicking here and there. And like you can swear, like you can see his like claws kind of flexing every now and then as well, and his like muscles twitching. Like he's waiting for something to happen.
Right.
They're not doing great.
Yeah, no.
They are not.
Yeah. I think after kind of a moment, Eden will he seemed kind of, like before kind of like unconcerned, for lack of a better way to put it. But then like no, fully taking in how shell shocked they both are, and like his expression visibly kind of softens a little bit. His hand stills from where he was still writing, and he closes his journal and puts that in his pocket for a second and says, "All right, well, certainly we have had an eventful night. I think it is far past time for us all to rest.
Barley kind of like finally looks at Eden for like a brief second, and you can see even his snake eye is similar to Strata's, but his other eye is more focused.
Mm-hmm.
And he kind of gives like a very tense nod, and he looks at the others and kind of he looks towards you guys, not exactly at you, and gives a small nod and starts pulling Strata towards your guys' caravan trailer.
Mm-hmm.
It looks very much like Barley looks like he's being very super protective of Strata right now, as in like if someone looks at her the wrong way, not in like Heindrel squinting because he's not looking at Heindrel's face, but if you breathe the wrong way at Strata, he may attack you.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Oh boy.
But this is just like in this moment, he is just like he's amped up. Like when they get to the caravan, he is still like staying pressed to Strata, like in a corner with her. It like has her in the corner.
Aww. He's very sweet. Yeah, and I think that's kind of like Eden trying to like diffuse the situation a little bit. Let's just, yeah. He nods back to Barley and kind of watches as they head back to the caravan. And then turns to back to Hydril and Pavir and says again, like, I think it would be good we can reconvene tomorrow to discuss what happened, but I think for now we all are in need of rest.
Pavir just nods, staring at the others, just like, oh god.
Right. Yeah.
That's right. You guys head back to your back to the same caravan cart. And there's plenty of space to where you guys don't have to be near them, and like you guys can still give them room and still be like comfortable.
Yeah, I think Eden is fully going to give them the space they need. I imagine he kind of sets up in my brain, setting up kind of like near the entrance, just kind of settling down with his journal, pulling that out again, and just continuing to write.
Okay. Pavir, Hen, is there anything you'd like to do as everyone's getting settled? Well, the current group is getting settled. James still at the tavern. James had walked off. I don't think he told. Did James say where he was going, or did he just be like, "I'm out"?
Literally, he just said, "All right, I'm head out," like the meme,
Yeah.
like the SpongeBob meme.
I'm out.
All right, I'm out.
And you know what? Yeah, he's real for that. Like,
Yeah,
Honestly,
and then
yeah.
the only thing that Eden got as confirmation of anything is that James was gonna meet with them tomorrow.
yeah,
Okay.
and that's honestly all Eden was really looking for there. And even
Yeah.
then, like, I think his mind was like he fully was like giving James an out and fully expecting him to take it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Like, but so yep, that's all. Just let him go. He needs this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think Pavir has anything that he wants to do right now. He's just
Settling in for
by a lot
bed.
of things.
Yeah, he is just settling down to write. I think like every now and then, kind of glancing up at the others, but for the most part, just absorbed in his writing.
Alrighty then. So, James, what are you getting up to?
Oh yeah, you make it sound like a party.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, like, considering what you're going to be doing for your act for the circus, what you had planned,
That's true.
Boy.
that's fair.
This is correct. No, it's not gonna be quite that fun. I think he shows up at the tavern, puts like however much, like puts down like a gold piece or something, and just goes room,
You
room, and ale.
The person manning like the bar at the moment and in charge, a young elven woman. She's just kind of like a little caught off guard. She seems like she might be a little new, or at least wasn't expecting someone to just be like, "Yep, room and however much ale the rest gets me," essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and she kind of nods and she goes, "Do you want? Did you want me to just do as much until how much ale? Which can I? We have a few different ales." And she's just like, "Oh, okay."
Your favorite. And then he just walks. I'm guessing by then she gives him the key.
Yeah, yeah. She like puts down a key. It has like a little. It has like what's essentially Roman numerals instead of doing the number.
Right.
Just because it could be a little discreet on like the end of the key.
Right. It's literally just gonna be like it's literally he's just gonna take the key and go your favorite one
Okay.
and just walk off.
Are you, so you want this stuff brought to your room? You're just gonna drink in a room alone?
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, James!
Essentially, like he needs to disconnect from today.
And that's fair, but it's really funny. Or, like, it sounds like you're asking for if he's going to a party, and it's like, yeah, party of one alone in his room getting
Yeah,
Yeah.
essentially.
buddy.
Uh,
I think he needs it, like really badly.
Yeah.
you get back 8 copper pieces from your gold that you spent. As she just brings you essentially a whole keg of a honey, like a spiced honey ale.
Oh, like a mead.
Yeah, like a spiced
Okay.
honey mead.
Okay. Yeah.
Like flower tones and like it's a good mead. It's like a nice one of those like nice subtle like oh this is a nice mead to have on like a spring day.
Yeah. That's nice. Good on her. I got to know her at least.
Yeah, you said her favorite.
I like
She
this one.
she's like I like this one and also it's a good seller.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's also the expensive one. I'm
Yeah.
doing so well
Yeah.
my first day on the job.
Aw.
Um, yeah. I mean, I'm hoping that there's a cup. If not, that's kind of funny.
Yeah, no, she did bring like one of like the big
Okay.
like one of the bigger pint things.
Yeah. Okay.
And left you with that, and she just kind of stops in the doorway for a second and gives you a second look back over her shoulder before closing the door and leaving you alone.
Oh, the concerned look I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
that's
just like,
awful.
oh,
Oh, she's like, oh, I feel really bad.
I'm sorry I have to enable you. It's my job.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
paid me.
She's already doubting her career choice.
Yeah, she's like, oh man,
Oh
I feel
man,
like I should intervene, but also that's not my job.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't get
Yeah.
paid for therapy. I get paid for service.
Yeah. Um, he at first it's a lot of like, um, it's definitely a lot of like drinking, sighing. Maybe a tear or two gets shed, and then I want to say that like that goes on for like maybe an hour and a half, where he's just sitting on a stool, maybe even looking at the window. Oh yeah, he takes off his armor. He like steps out of his armor, um, and like he looks at his, I believe was his right hand, left hand, whichever hand, the hand that has like the kind of like the talons coming out.
Mm.
Well, first of all, I guess just for me, the player, is there any change?
Oh, and the knife.
No, the like his claw, like his sin.
Oh, no, there doesn't look to be at this moment. You can when you if you touch it, like if you examine it by like kind of like touching over it to make sure, you can feel that it feels a little warm to the touch.
Hmm. Okay.
Like a little bit
Um.
warmer than your normal skin.
Okay. Yeah. So kind of just like drinking, sighing, looking at it. Then he takes out the knife. He's kind of like playing with it a little bit. And then I think again, like once like the sun is kind of like officially like setting, like there's like that nice like reddish like hue. He braces himself and he takes out the two insignias from the wait, it's three, right? Because they said that it's Zook's and then two other ones, or was it just Zook and one other one?
It was Zook and someone else.
Let me see. It should be in our chat. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. You do this. Fine. One minute. Huh.
Huh.
It's so strange.
I think it
It should at
was.
least be in the notes, I think. Yeah, it was Misty and Cav.
Yeah, I was about to say.
As well.
I remember. I
Yeah.
was starting to
Okay.
remember who it was.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, you're fine.
I thought it was in the notes, but I didn't see it. Um. Okay. So he takes out the three patches.
Mm-hmm.
He he has a whole barrel. He grabs three full cups of it, and he kind of like pours one out for the dead homies.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
um Drinks his like a whole that one he takes like a full like he does the three of them and then he pours one for himself like full and then that one he like chugs
Oh.
in like under a minute. um and then he grabs the three of them and then he starts patching them into his own uniform.
Oh, like making like. I hate that I'm saying it this way. Like, feel free to do whatever you want, but start making a biblically accurate signia on your own uniform. Like, just doing it on the sides. Where the sides are
Yeah,
touching, where they're starting to come together.
it's like I don't know what you mean by I'm googling it up.
Well, when I say biblically accurate,
You mean
Uh-huh.
like an angel, a biblically accurate angel?
yeah,
Oh, I see what you mean. I
like
see what you mean.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
Um it's kind of like so I think so he has his own on his left side like shoulder area, that stuff. So then he does one underneath that one
Mm.
and then the other two on the other side. So it's kind of like he has them symmetrically on his like I think he doesn't wear like the insignias are not on his duffel coat because that's the one that he wears out and he likes to keep it concealed in the armor. So this is more like he has like he has like the kind of like the tank top or like the compression shirt and then over the compression shirt he has like one of those like military jackets but that one like hugs his body more. I think that's where he has his insignias. And then on top of that would be like the armor and then a duffel jacket. He's layered.
Hell yeah.
Layered up.
So like he sews them up, he stitches it up like that. Ah, yeah, literally and metaphysically. Um, and I think he'll just once like drink himself to 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 sleep. Like he'll stop once he just feels like not sick, but like almost like okay, if I drink like literally one more gulp, I'm gonna throw up. Like that's how
Oh,
much he is.
buddy. You know
Uh,
what? Give me a constitution roll.
Oh god.
always,
Not a
always.
save, a roll.
Oh, just a roll, not a say. Well, they're the
Yeah.
same. 19. Is that a
You
plus two?
you you finish the whole keg.
Oh my god.
God
It took a
damn.
Oh,
while. It took a while.
oh, yeah. I mean, yeah,
Oh,
for sure. Oh my god, I feel
damn.
full thinking of that.
Literally. Oh my
Oh,
god.
oh.
Jesus.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait.
he is like muscular, so I'm sure that he can. He has I guess he has the body mass
Yeah, that makes
Right.
sense.
It,
to
but
do
okay.
that.
To
I
be
think he's
fair,
under a lot of stress as well.
these
That's
aren't.
Body
true.
mass and the tolerance.
So these are more like these aren't like the big wine barrel kegs. These are like the smaller barrels that they keep like four stacked on top of each other.
God. Okay. Okay. Yeah. At first, I was like a whole barrel of water of alcohol, and also
The
meat is very strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute.
Um. Yeah. But he'll set up Jet to kind of like constantly like be sweeping, just like as a precaution or whatever, since he's not under the protection of the circus.
Yeah. That's fair.
Um. But yeah, then he'll just knock the fuck out.
Alrighty. Dream time. Dream time. Uh,
Oh,
Dream time.
dream
I say
time.
dream. This is most certainly nightmare time.
Oh boy.
I mean, they're the same thing in this universe. You guys
Yeah.
either have
True.
no dream. You guys just either blink and wake up, or have horrible nightmares.
We can never have a pleasant, nice dream.
Maybe
No,
one
we
day.
can't.
Please. Anyway.
That's like the
Uh,
final scene of the campaign. We finally get good dreams.
The real end game is all of us getting a good night's sleep.
The real moral of the campaign: a good sleep schedule and take care of your body.
Absolutely not. Even whenever.
uh, but
Oh,
right.
that'd be
So,
ironic considering how late it is right now.
God. Anyway.
so I need a very important question to remind myself. I believe Hen was the only one that took up the ringmaster's offer for a way to communicate with Keystone.
oh yeah.
I think so.
Oh yeah, Pavir. Did you? I don't think Pavir.
He is Eden's patron.
Yeah, he is Eden's patron,
Mhm.
and it was offered to you. It wasn't like a you are contracted to Key if you take this. It's a you can use this to make a deal to get information. It doesn't necessarily have to be a warlock contract, but you can make it so in the future if you want. I do like
Yeah.
I
I
do
don't remember.
allow
I don't think he
multi-classing.
Yeah.
I know Pavir wouldn't, but I'm like saying for Hein also has it.
As references for yeah.
Um, and also to be upfront of this is a way you can get a contract with Key.
If you so choose that route, yeah.
Yes, if you so choose.
Oh shit! Did he?
I will say I will allow Keystone to be able to grant other type of multi-classing skill because that's the premise of Barley. Is all of Barley's abilities come from Keystone,
Mhm.
like even his monk abilities. It's from scrolls that he learned from Keystone. I will say if you could have gone back and gotten it any time. So if you want Pavir to have taken it, you can.
I can't remember if he did, and I don't feel like he would.
Okay, then that's fine. He doesn't have had to.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. It's like I want it. I want information, but I feel like Pavir would be like, no, that's probably not a good idea.
It's fine. Yeah.
And that's completely fine.
As Spoods wants it, Pavir probably doesn't.
I would like everyone in roll 20, sorry Joey, to roll a D12.
Alrighty.
Where my die?
That's a
Where
4.
my die?
Why
Where my
is
die?
everyone rolling 4?
Oh my god.
Yeah, why the fuck are we all rolling 4s? except for Parker and
Alright.
Jamie.
Veer got 8.
Oh my god.
But then it's really
Okay,
funny.
so Joey was the first 4. So
Mhm.
Para and Xavier, can you guys re-roll your 4s?
Yes, will do.
Sure thing.
That's a 3. Alright.
Okay.
That's
Another
another 4.
Keep. Okay, here's basically roll until you get a number that's not already been rolled.
Alright.
That's fair.
This is. There we
Oh,
go. There we
Whoa.
go.
Yay!
Oh, that was so funny.
That was funny as hell.
And then somebody give me evens or odds.
Odds.
Oh. Either way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Jamie and I both said odds.
Odds.
Okay. No, World 20's still being mean to me. It was so mean to me last night.
Damn. Anyway.
Oh, no.
Okay, so we are starting with Eden.
Oh my god.
Guys.
So, Eden, this is a very bad dream. Well, they're all bad dreams, but this is imagine having a dream and immediately as you come into the consciousness of your REM sleep, you have a migraine.
Oh god.
Like you just have that
Ooh.
stuffy migraine sinus feeling. Like everything in your head hurts.
Oh.
No. Boo.
And I would love for you to give me an Arcana check with disadvantage.
Alright.
Or just flat. Just flat. Flat
Oh,
Arcana.
okay, just that. Okay. Yep, that's fine. That's gonna be that one.
Sorry.
So you continue to you try to press forward and you reach some sort of you can't move anymore and you can't tell if it's because there's an obstacle in your way or because your body simply will not follow your orders to move. But as you move forward, your vision gets a little clearer and it's not as, as painful to open your eyes. You can kind of see, it looks like you have a murky gray water filter over your eyes. As you're looking into something and you can see something or someone seeming to be floating in a still point. And that room that this thing is in shifting until it looks like a dark brown. And as whatever it is suddenly flicks its head over and you see a very familiar glowing eye, you are pushed out of your REM sleep essentially and you go to this is where Eden would just wake up.
Okay.
Whoa.
But I will say you still have a headache, so you will be rolling. We'll do intelligence checks. Anything involving intelligence will be at disadvantage.
That's fair. Alright.
For just this one day. Eden has a bad headache.
Yeah. I imagine he kind of jolts awake a little bit and then immediately fucking regrets it, kind of curls up in on himself.
Yeah, it's bad enough when you wake up, Eden's nose has a little bit of very dark red looking blood coming from just starting to just a little trickle down your nose.
Yeah. He just curls back in up on himself, covering his eyes with one of his hands.
And then we get to go to James. James, as you enter your REM sleep, you find yourself to be what looks like your old quarters on the ship. But instead of metal plating, it looks like warped wood to still get that round smoothness.
Mm-hmm.
And you can hear the turbulence of the ocean outside around you.
Does it sound like are we getting attacked
It sounds
or
like the ship is moving very
oh
quickly.
just moving, but it very quickly, okay, but there's no like sirens or anything.
No, it's that thing
Okay.
of like, even, I don't know if anyone's been on a cruise ship, but even if you're above ocean level,
You
you could
feel
you can
movement.
feel like you can feel it in your eardrums.
Yeah, I know that
I
feeling.
hate it.
Okay.
I hate it. I fucking hate it.
Got it. Okay. I'm gonna make my way to the helm.
As you begin to get out of the your quarters, it's very dark, and you notice that the hallway, it's a lot bigger. It now looks more like a proper, like, wooden ship, like a oh my god, like a man, like I'll say it looks like a part of a man of war almost, for like where the but quarters are actually a little bit more split up.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Strange.
and the
Clearly,
hallways,
this is reality.
there's no torches lighting the walls. Instead, very sparsely here and there is a bioluminescent plant
Inside?
inside the ship. And as you notice as well, as you see the lights and get closer to examine it, there is algae growing all over this. This wood looks like it may be rotting, or it should be rotting.
Okay. Um, do I see any spare material around?
Unfortunately, outside of the bioluminescent, so the mushroom, like these plants themselves, emanate 5 feet of dim light.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're in darkness.
Hmm.
Oh shit.
And I don't have any of my equipment with me because I was just
Nope.
sleeping, right?
Nope, you are no equipment. You
Mm,
are basically in your daily gear.
okay. And there's no way around this bioluminescent mushroom thingy?
Oh no, you
Or
can move
algae?
around it because it's like pieces here and there on the wall.
Mm,
They're not
like
actually obstacles. They're just like, here's a little bit of
around.
light. Yeah, they're just around. It looks like it's just naturally growing.
Right. Range. I'm gonna try to avoid them and make my way to the to the helm just to fuck is going on.
Give me a perception check to see if you can find your way. Since one, you're not familiar with this particular ship, as it now looks
Right,
completely different to what you're used to. And
right.
also, you're having a hard time seeing because these algaes aren't lining the walls so you can see everything. It's like one, like sometimes they're over 50 feet apart.
Whoa. Oh, this is a big place.
This is a big place. Or at least, it's dim light and pitch darkness, so you can't even really see it that far.
This is correct. 23.
Okay. That is very good for you.
Oh,
Uh,
is it now?
yeah.
I don't believe you.
Yeah, because you're able to move your way through the corridors. As you're going through, you see some algae. I think James would be smart enough to realize, like, some of these are harmless. You've seen these fauna before. These aren't strange and unusual.
It's just strange that it's growing
Inside the ship, yes.
inside the ship. Yeah, whatever this ship might be.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
I imagine James would probably scoop one up and just use it as
Yeah.
like a personal little torch.
Yeah, I think so. Because he has dark vision, but it's always better to have light than not to have light.
Right, and even then, it feels like your dark vision only lets you
Goes so far.
see. Yeah, like with
Yeah.
the plant, you basically
Yeah.
could only see in your square. This is like a heavily. It feels suffocating in here.
Right. Okay.
And also, it's a dream.
And not so. It's a dream.
What good is dark? I have dark vision. This is a dream.
Touche.
So with the
Okay.
plant, I will say you can see about 10 feet. So you
Okay.
have your square, and then the immediate squares around you is what you can see.
Gotcha. Strange.
Uh,
Strange.
and as
Okay.
you're passing through the corridors, every now and then, you flick your eyes around, looking at the rooms. Some of the doors are ajar. Some of them are partially rotted off. Some of them aren't there at all. But some are perfectly, not pristine, but stable doors that clearly have maybe like they're locked out. Some of them are even boarded up heavily, and you could hear some sort of animalistic yet humanoid noises of guttural, like primal. Just,
That's, uh,
yeah, like it's not great. It doesn't sound great.
that's not upsetting at all. That's fine, actually. um.
But you do
Okay.
make your way up to the next level, and luckily you rolled a 23, because now you
Whoa.
can hear what sounds like you're starting to hear the crew moving around. But this level seems to be more properly lit,
Mhm.
and you just see there's no fighting going on, but it looks like there's bodies like melded into the ship.
Oh.
And I
Wow.
will say, well, how much would James invest into tall tales and folklore of like other nations slash nautical?
um. Damn. That's a good question. Um.
That's what I'm here for.
Okay. What? It would, because he's not even like a merchant ship, so that's not even like a thing that could be like, like, oh yeah, you heard it when you've been trading. Well, okay, but they do travel around a lot, and they do have not like super, you know,
Mm,
so not crazy a
okay.
lot.
Okay.
Some,
So
some,
give me an intelligence check.
sure. Just intelligence, no history or
Just
anything.
I'll let you do history.
Okay. I don't even know why I asked. I just realized that's the same number. So
Well, hey, that's good.
yeah.
So yeah, this is very reminiscent of tales of spirit ships where they grab souls, and it's said that the bodies start to meld into the ship.
Oh,
Like they
okay.
become part of the ship, part of the ship,
Oh,
part of the crew type deal.
right. You don't say. Okay,
And
that's alarming.
the first you start walking past them, some of them they're in several stages where it looks like they're getting crustaceans all over them, and then even some of them are starting to splinter.
Mm, okay,
Um,
lovely.
and then you see one that is currently barely covered in anything, but it looks like as you get closer, you can tell it's a more masculine frame. He can't. He just can't get up. It looks like there's some sort of algae or sea plant life keeping him stuck to the floor, and it is your brother.
Oh no! Can I try to help him up?
You can try give me a strength check.
Not athletics.
Oh yeah, you can do athletics.
Oh, okay. This one is a different. So
Oh well,
cool. 15.
15. You can good 15s today. Shit.
Yeah.
Even though you start and you seem to get his shoulder up, and he lets out a grunt of pain as you feel his body is a little spongy, like it's already turning into something else.
Whoa.
So it feels like if you pull too hard, you might
Break him?
rip him. Yeah.
Oh. And then there's somebody else in here?
There are several bodies littering the hall.
Oh, okay. Bodies, but not like.
Oh no,
humans,
they're all breathing. They are all sentient, but it looks like most of the ones you have passed so far, they were in the stages of they've succumbed to their fate. Or they were just shuddering in so much pain they couldn't speak. Yeah, it's bad.
I would imagine James is not happy. He's not. The time when you're weird and shit.
No.
Damn.
But Thomas's grip suddenly grips onto you, and his eyes open, and his breathing is like super labored, and you can see he's got like some sort of excess, like the best way you can describe it is like kind of spory when he breathes, like it exhales.
Okay. Can I get closer to him to see
Oh no,
if I can?
I mean you fully grabbed his arm, and no, he stops you. Like he like puts his like he's able to lift his other arm because that's not stuck to the floor. He like puts a hand on your shoulder to stop you and like grab like tightens his hand on your hand where you had pulled him. How are you, James? What are you? How are you here? And, like he looks frantic and panicked and suddenly very scared for your safety.
I woke up here. Where are we? What are we doing? What are you doing here? How did they get you?
How did you? No. How did you get here? You should not be here.
Where is here? Where are we?
And as you perfectly place that question, water starts. You can hear the sound of water starting to fill, like rushing in as if there was a puncture. And you are ripped away from Tomas, slammed through the side of the ship that felt like you were being carried by a riptide for over a mile. And you slam out on the other side as you watch what looks like to be an amalgamation of ships with some very familiar and notable parts from your own going down deep into the water of the ocean, like going down into the depths.
I try to take note of everything that I see.
Yeah, give me perception. A disadvantage though, just because you just went for a fucking ride.
I see. How do you self-destroy this place? There's no other way to. I don't remember how to do it.
Oh, I don't remember how to do that with the. Let's see. Yeah, my Pathfinder group, we just roll it twice. Yeah. So, I mean, the based on the color of the water, you'd say this is probably this is somewhere eastern instead of on the west. Probably southeast.
Okay. Okay. And what about this? And like the ship, does it have anything else? I mean, it's pretty recognizable, but is it anything else at all
It
on there?
once again, it looks like it's you don't know you can't tell for sure what parts it may have taken because
Right.
yeah, it's just this ship is weird.
Mhm.
Like it's like a Frankenstein ship essentially. They just like they changed out parts and added parts in.
Yeah. Okay. Oof.
Uh,
I try to swim to the top if I even know which way is up.
well, that is the thing. When you look up, you realize it's a very long way up,
Mm.
and you
Yeah.
no longer seem to be able to breathe properly. And you wake up coughing up seawater.
Fuck.
Now I gotta roll back up to the d12s.
Oh god, hungover and coughing up seawater. I'm so sorry.
Oh god, James.
Yeah. He needs to
Ugh,
rehydrate. ASAP.
no good.
Get my man a water bottle stat.
Oh yeah, for real.
And now we're
For
on
real.
to Hen. Hen, as you get into your dream, you see you see the lantern you were offered earlier that day sitting in the middle of a room that looks very warped spatial perception wise. Like it looks like a normal sized room when you're looking at the lantern, but with the way the light is warping, it looks like it's physically warping the room. Are you choosing to chime in now, child? Okay. Um, you recognize this is on some sort of ship because you can also have that motion of you can feel like of a ship moving, but this feels not as harsh. It feels a little smoother than a normal ship. And it's mostly dark. But at the end of the room, you can see just the very. It looks like 10 dots next to each other, and they occasionally twitch or move. And a voice calls out. So you want to have more information? I can help with that. But I need you to approach the light. I can give you a lot of things. And then the little dots seem to disappear and turning into trails and images. The first one turning into a ship. I can help you find your old home. And then it turns into a golden silhouette line portrait of Moral. I can help you learn what happened to your love. And then it starts turning into other things that I will let you decide of Hen's desires that she may not have realized that she wanted for things she wants to know. And it's okay if you don't know. Because that's fine. We can. It's okay. Uh, But I need to know what you're willing to give. Information doesn't come free. I had to do a lot to get my sources for everything I know. I look for anything and everything. I'm asking, how far are you willing to go to get the knowledge that you need, that you crave? You see the thin white light of a smile appear in the darkness as the glowing gold light turns back into those single 10 points. You'd be willing to rob people of things that make them their own? Would you be willing to take away someone's core memories that makes up part of who they are? Would you give up one of your own? And fully Key moves into the light as the lantern flame turns a more sickly yellow green gold color. You see this honestly rather frail looking person floating in a more meditative position. You can see now the dots of light were their fingernails, as gold veins run up their rather marble reminiscent body. Tell me about someone important to you then, and what they did for you to make you who you are. And as they say that, the room starts kind of swaying a bit more, almost like a metronome, and you can start to hear a ticking noise. Oh no, you're fine. Ooh. Spicy. Yes, it is. Name someone important to you and tell Key how they made you who you are today. So basically, someone that was so important to your life that part of your personality and being was inspired by them, such as, unironically, Eden's drive to do what needs to be done and get things, like, right and figure things out, somewhat comes from his dad. And he hates it, probably.
Oh, he hates it so much, but yeah, that is definitely something they have in common. And if you point it out to him, he will be very upset.
He will. I leaned down to get more Tonks chirps, and she started rubbing her face on my headset.
I love her.
In June, you will be here to see her again.
Yeah. Yes. The bee.
And how did she change you fundamentally? What did she do for you as a person? Not her gratitude, not the gifts she did for you. I want to know the deep connection. I want to know if she took you in, does that make you more sympathetic towards others in a hard place? And that regret, does that regret weigh on you, change how you do certain things? This is what I want to know, just so I can judge if this person is worth making a deal with you. How important of a part of yourself are you willing to sacrifice for my assistance?
shit.
As Hendril speaks deeper of this, a gold dust seems to leave not necessarily your mouth, but just you as a person. And it forms into a silhouette of Elgin in Key's hand. Interesting. You know, I'll accept it. For this, you can have 3 questions, and then whenever you want another one, you have to sacrifice something of yourself or something you've learned of someone else's own memories. And as Key says that, they crush their hand around the gold dust. You don't know who Elgin is. You remember someone taking you in, but it wasn't anything like your situation with her. So Hen has no reason to believe she doesn't deserve love, because she doesn't remember her betrayal.
Oh my god.
Hen decided to change herself for the better.
Actually, yeah, like, honestly. Damn, this is better than therapy. Key just rewrote part of your personality.
Key did a good thing! Key did a good thing!
Yeah, I do want to...
Maybe, probably.
I do want to say, when I said, like, I thought I knew that was going, I was talking a bit about this as something that he might be able to do with Cal a bit ago, so I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Man. Oh. I should probably keep my mic muted. I am stimming very hard.
That's alright.
Jamie, you say that in the Roll20 chat, coward.
Where?
They called me a bastard.
That's funny as hell.
In their private chat.
Yeah. Hi. Yeah, sorry, Hein. You no longer know who the fuck your first girlfriend is. That person doesn't exist to you.
Actually, no, that just means whoever Hen's actual second girlfriend was her first girlfriend.
They just fucking removed her from the lineup.
Oh my god!
So in reality, Hein went from like 0 to 100 in terms of like toxicity for the person she's dating.
Oh my god.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
So you can decide also how that would reflect on Hen's personality.
Oh my god. That's interesting.
Oh.
Yeah.
So now you have 3 questions. Three questions, and how this works is, as far as you know, Key will speak truthfully. You've given them something, an essence of knowledge. In this case, from you, Key is requesting memories at the moment. Yeah, and it can be any 3, like, if Hen doesn't have more than 3, like, you can have up to 3. If Hen genuinely doesn't have more, it's all good, and if you change your mind, you can just, message me in your private chat, and I'll give you the answers. Or I'll give you Key's responses. Oh no, you don't have to like message them in there. You can message them on Roll20. I'm just saying, like, since you only have one right now, if you realize 2 other questions, you can ask me in the. Oh, you do have questions. Oh, that's right, you do have questions.
Hell yeah.
Did we pen them? No, we didn't. What have we done?
Welcome to hell.
Oh, this was so long ago. I found the questions for barley. Is that what you're thinking of? I got you, homie. Click on the reply. Zoom. Oh wow, we found them right after each other. Yeah, you can also set up threads if you want. And if I'm remembering correctly, Moral died before him. Okay. She went to the same place that you did, got an offer, and got out. And she's become Queen of the Sea. And they kind of gesture their hands outward, as if like, oh, it's an appraisal of her. She's now the queen. Is there any more questions from there? Do you want to poll for this? Um, but yeah, said that she's the Queen of the Sea, and she's been rather busy. She wants to make sure that she will never lose her ship or crew again. She's become a sort of guardian over it. Because, you know, key has to be vague. Well, the only people she can ask are her new crew members. I don't think she's had any in a while. And then they kind of turn and stop. No, actually, they had 2 new ones recently. But she's always on the lookout if you popped back up, but she has no word of your return. Though I feel like she might be getting closer to your waters. And with that, you hear what sounds like some sort of big animal kind of bump against the ship, whatever ship you're on a little. So I would say you have a big target on your back once she finds out, but right now I'd say it's just covering your back and not extending to your whole body and soul yet. Are you sure you have no more questions? I'll give you one more.
Sorry.
You're fine. Then I suggest you take in a deep breath. And then you can hear the sound of wind rushing even though you don't see a mouth on them anymore. And then something breaks through the side of the ship. You feel yourself being grabbed by large tendrils, and you wake up with your body feeling like you just had all of your bones broken, but you are still fine.
Jesus fucking Christ.
And for the next in-game week, Hin has disadvantage on anything physical. Well, I'll just do the day. The day, anything physical related. So con, dex, and strength, you have disadvantage.
Oh yeah, to clarify, sorry. Also, with Eden having disadvantage on intelligence, is that just for the day as well?
Yes, that is just for the day.
Okay, just want to make sure.
Yeah. And that's how you wake up. Oh god, I have to scroll up to the...
Oh no.
I have to click all entries for the chat in this game. What? I have to I have to go to a separate chat log. This is disgusting.
I think
If it helps, I do remember that it was an 8 and then Strata had a 10, so I think it's Pavir next.
Yeah, Pavir would be next, I think.
Right, but oh yeah, we did. Okay. So yeah.
Yep. So hey, back just in time, Parker.
Hey, good timing,
excellent.
Parker. It's time for your
Perfectly
fun
timed.
time.
We're all having a good time right now.
Actually, I need everyone but Parker to deafen.
Oh, alright.
Oh, okay.
See y'all in a bit.
See ya in a bit.
Okay. Because I remember they don't know this yet. Well, I don't remember if they know this yet, but Parker is meeting Lament again.
Yes.
So
I don't think that Kabir told them yet.
Yeah. So you appear in your favorite little park that you used to visit in the busy Wasserman City, and you hear a fluttering, a very soft fluttering. You almost don't hear it. as all of a sudden there's, lament. They look more like a physical manifestation. They still look spirity and have like a gold and somewhat blue tint in different parts of them.
Oh, Lament, you're looking really well.
It's good to see you. So I found a way to help you guys, and Lament looks very remorseful because, Lament was friends with Barley and Strata and then decided to go forward through hell and leave them where they stayed in the one area.
Yep. Yep.
I've if you get me if you're able to find a map and then call to me, if you've seen it and studied it, you can manifest it in your dreams, and I can mark down places that you and your friends can go to lessen the curse taking hold of you.
It's amazing. What, you just any map?
I mean, preferably like by region, so it might be easier for you to study. But yes, any map I can do that with. Though I'll have to say that they might not be exactly accurate because I have to find them basically on my end of things. Um, do you know where you and your friends are going next?
I I think we have to discuss it. A lot just happened. Um I apologize. Out of character real
Yeah,
quick.
you're fine.
Did we decide yet where we're going?
Um, you guys were gonna stay with the circus, go to Actus,
Yes.
and then go to Alianus.
Okay, Actus was next.
Yes.
So Kavir says, well, we're traveling with a circus right now, and I think that our next stop is Actus. And moving on from there, we're going to Alianus.
Their feathers like ruffle up a little, like in surprise. There's a large fountain, and Actus actually. It's a large fountain in the central. They use it to decorate and use it in ceremony for the spirit of the Emphros River. Uh,
Okay.
if you may be able to get some cleansing there, but Alianus is. You should not go to Alianus. I would suggest trying to tell your friends to not go that way. Uh, and now Lament is starting to look nervous. And you notice, like, in the sky, as they get nervous, the sky starts to get a little darker and stormy. Not full storm clouds, but like they're trying to roll in.
And Kavir kind of, his brow creases, and he kind of looks up and says, why? What's in Alianus?
That is where. And, like, they kind of look around again as if they're worried someone may be listening. That is where the that is where the curse comes from, and it looks like they were trying to figure out a better way to say what it was, or like they couldn't say what it actually was.
Oh my god. You're saying that's where the curse originates? That's where things are stemming from?
Yes, there is. The first infected lives there. That's what some people may refer to as their source, but the actual source is something else. The curse. It's something that if you can put it in a container, it will at least stop the further spread and things can begin to renew.
Well, then we have to go there.
It's too dangerous. The first infecteds are always the strongest.
And Pavir kind of nods and says, I understand, but Clement, we're bound now to stop this. This isn't about just us anymore. We have to help everybody. It's not fair. I understand and I appreciate your concern, but we can't just stop now.
Lament seems to close up a little, but nods in understanding. And they pluck out one of their smaller feathers and hand it to you. It's a small light golden feather, and it looks like it's made of light itself, but it doesn't fade or disappear despite looking like there's little motes of like sparkling dust coming off of it. Get this blessed and bring it back to me.
Pavir takes the feather appreciatively. Thank you. I appreciate everything that you've done for us so far. And no matter what, we're gonna figure this out, okay? For all of us.
They nod and shift a little on their talons. Keep an eye on Strata and Barley for me. They are okay, right?
I think so. Last time I saw them, they weren't looking so great, but I don't think that they were hurt. I think they might have seen something that they weren't supposed to see.
They look troubled and for a moment and kind of nod. I will let you be now, and they bow their head and fly off. And Pavir is going to awake normally. Pavir once again gets the nicey dream.
That's always appreciated for him, because considering what he usually has.
Alright, I'm gonna bring the kids back in.
Alright.
Oh, I see two still deafened.
Got my notes there. Yippee!
Wahoo!
Hello.
Hello. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break and getting another water because I'm out of water.
Good idea.
Lots to consider.
Oh boy.
Hi.
Howdy.
How you feeling? I'm gonna go ahead and mute again.
Me? Oh yeah, is
Yeah, it's just because everything's quiet.
Sorry. Yeah, I'm
you're
just
fine.
thinking about things.
I mean, that's okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to speak. Yeah.
Oh, also,
My friend called me autistic because I was a horse girl as a kid.
Oh.
I'm just reeling from that
yo,
information.
That's
horsey,
really funny.
horsey girls, horse girlies unite.
Hell yeah.
There's something. I was like half a horse girl.
I actually had horses.
Hell yeah. I was a
Oh,
dragon
that's so
kid when I was
cool.
younger.
Oh yeah, I don't think this group knows. I basically lived on a farm.
Oh,
That's so
cool. Yeah, horse riding was like, I think I pretty much the entire time I lived in the UK as a kid, so like years and years ago. I lived here for like 4 years. Pretty much the entire time I volunteered at different stables.
Hell yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay, are we ready to get back in it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Alrighty, so it's time for Strata.
Oh boy.
Oh.
Alright, and now back to me.
Oh boy, baby.
So Strata, as you're coming into your dream, it's like you're waking up from basically being beaten into unconsciousness.
Oh.
It was bad enough you came back tainted, and now you're too weak to resist it, as you hear your aunt speaking from behind you.
As she hears her aunt's voice, no matter how crap she feels, she snaps into attention. She's standing up straight.
Oh, you're on the ground. You are getting
I'm on the ground.
it's
Oh,
like you're
fuck.
getting up from being beaten into unconsciousness. So as you start to push yourself up, she grabs you by the back of your neck and specifically by some of your like spinal hair and like
Oh.
pulls you up to attention.
Oh. As much as that fucking hurts, she's biting her tongue to stay quiet. Clearly she's failed enough. She can't, like, continue that streak.
Explain yourself, hatchling.
Strata kind of hesitates because the only explanation she knows is not acceptable. And slowly begins to speak. She goes, "It needed to be done."
Her face twists from anger into more disgust at your response. The murder I agree with. Giving in and losing yourself to the taint is unacceptable. I don't care if he killed Ophira in front of you. You don't give in to that rage. You control it. It doesn't control you.
Strata is very quiet and just she lets her eyes close as if she's processing this and nods because she knows that's the only acceptable answer. She shouldn't have given in to that rage. She knows she shouldn't have. But it felt too easy to give into it. It was, even as she lost control, it felt like for once she had that control. She had that power, even if she lost herself into it. Like, she's like, the second part of what happened, the killing her family, now that she can think on it, she's horrified by it. But there was also a very sick kind of catharsis in it.
Do we have an understanding?
And again, she nods.
You are going to make a warpath through these lands to cleanse it. I don't care if you have to burn down countries. This plague has to be stopped. And I want you to remember that every time you look at those disgusting, tainted souls you are traveling with. And she grabs the back of your head in a way to where she can grab your eyes to like pull it to where you can't close them all the way. As she is making you watch, killing the people that you care about most and the party, including Barley.
For once, she can't hide the reaction that she has. It's like, particularly towards Barley. And whilst normally she would just sit and take it, she involuntarily jerks back, like she's trying to escape that grasp.
And seeing how much of a reaction that got out of you, that is what Strata watches and feels for what feels like days of just watching this and then them switching and taking turns to actually physically come up to you where your aunt is holding you as she whispers and she reminds you, they can't be your friends. You made an oath and one day you'll have to keep it. They are not an exception. So Strata's out of shell shock, but that's what she had to deal with.
Oh boy.
This is too much, bro.
But it's okay, it's time for Brecky.
And on that note,
On that note, it's time for Brecky.
You sick fuck.
yeah, yeah.
It's
On that,
time for Brecky.
let's all go have breakfast. We are all fine.
Let's go
I get
have
some
let's go have
poached eggs.
let's go have breakfast in the whimsical ass circus.
No one
Lol.
is in the mood for any fucking whimsy.
So yeah, where did you guys all agree to meet up for breakfast?
We didn't. That's kind of funny, actually.
Yeah,
Well,
I was.
but you do see James running, like doing his morning routine.
Oh no, James!
You think the hustle stops, dude?
Yeah.
That hustle never stops.
You know what? Fair.
Yeah, he's just doing his morning routine, as always.
All right. Yes.
I think he might run through. Yeah, like he does. He probably first runs around the tavern and then he like goes to run around the circus as if to be like, all right, I'm ready.
Oh, buddy. I
Oh.
love him so
God.
dearly.
And then yeah, he'll keep running until he sees anyone outside.
Yeah. I think, yeah, once Eden wakes up, but he stays there for a little bit processing how the fucking awful nightmare migraine he's having right now.
I will say Strata as well when she wakes up. She's pulled a little into herself and has put distance between herself and Barley.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Oh
Yeah.
boy. Just
Yeah.
so much, oh boy.
What
Yeah.
happened with Kavir? I don't know. Maybe we'll find out soon.
Oh god.
Thankfully, for Strata, Barley had woken up early, similarly to James, and had gone outside and is actually smoking a cigar.
You know what? Good for him.
Yeah.
One of us
He
needs to be
deserves
having,
it.
like, an okay morning.
Oh no,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
one of those things where it's clearly a stress smoke.
Yeah, he needs this. Let him have it. Yeah, eventually Eden will kind of drags himself up, lifts one arm to kind of discreetly wipe away the blood from his nose, and then just try to roll out and go get something to eat and see if he can handle that right now. Because I'm imagining it's like the kind of pain where he's also like a little bit nauseous, because that's how my migraines usually go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's like,
Especially when everyone's talking and there's a lot of light.
Yep.
There's no break.
Yeah.
Poor guy.
Well, like squinting, trying very hard not to look at anything for too long.
And then you see James outside like a fucking maniac.
Yeah.
Running.
Yeah, Barley's just watching him.
Like a psychopath.
It's like stares watching James for a sec, but then like trying to keep up with watching him move around that fast is making the headache.
Killer. Absolutely awful.
Eventually just closes his eyes and kind of rubs at his face,
Mm-hmm.
muttering something under his breath to the effect of like,
What the fuck?
at least one of us is feeling fine, I guess. Something like that, like, or honestly, maybe I'm just like fucking freak.
Yeah, just like straight up like what the fuck.
Yeah. Fucking, how did I do fucking freak? Alright.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I think he sees you. I think he sees Eden come outside because Barley probably moved so effortlessly and so like I don't even want to be seen that he didn't like register him.
That makes sense.
So then when he sees like actual movement from what he sees, then is Eden, he'll stop fucking running and he'll just walk
Right,
towards you.
my
Becoming an
life-saving
animal.
dog done.
Like,
Aww.
all right.
As James approaches, Eden does like his little salute greeting, but it's like he does it, winces, and then goes back to like kind of like rubbing at his eyes a bit.
Poor guy.
Okay.
I'll say when Strata comes out of the caravan or wherever they've been sleeping, words have failed me. She is almost like normal, but it's that kind of normal where it's normal but it's not. So she's still quiet. She's still she's no longer looks shell-shocked. She looks supposedly calm. But there's something wrong.
Oh, oof.
Also in the sense that she doesn't go straight to Barley. She keeps that distance still.
Yeah.
Barley does look over at Strata, kind of more so just to see if she's okay, but he also seems a bit reclusive now. Also, it's a new day. Who's bonding to Petunia?
Oh, that's a good.
Where's Petunia right now?
I think Petunia was last with Pavir because she was hanging.
Yeah.
Pavir was watching Eddie and Petunia while the torture was going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I imagine Eddie was probably kind of asleep by the time they met back up, and Eden just took him back and went back to the caravan. Eddie is currently tucked in Eden's coat pocket because Eden cannot handle noises right now.
For sure. For sure.
Him being friendly.
It's like, oh my god, hi everybody. Eden's like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I mean, I guess it would depend where Petunia is, because like if Petunia is just outside with everybody, I think James would immediately go to pet it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Petunia would be just like chilling. She's like
Aw,
she's like scurrying and
Aw.
sniffing around at the grass, eating bugs.
I love her so
Oh,
much.
sneeze,
I
sneeze.
love her so much.
Scoop her up.
Oh yeah, she's in
James,
noodle mode. She's in noodle mode right now.
James picks her up and drapes her around his neck like a scarf.
That's so fun. I like that.
You know those like memes where it's like the long cat where you pick it up and it's just so long.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
essentially Petunia, because Petunia, when stretched out, actually could technically be in 2 squares.
Oh my god.
Got it.
Delightful.
Amazing.
Everyone.
I'll give her scritches.
Oh, that's good.
She's doing the
Oh,
happy chicken noises.
oh,
Oh, little baby.
little piece.
Little beastie.
Little fucking baby.
But yeah, who would like to attune to Petunia today? And get advantage on saves involving sanity. Yeah, on saves involving sanity.
I mean, James is holding her right now.
Yeah, if James wants to attune to her, he can.
Sure, if everybody's okay with it, then yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
I was gonna say like
quality time with her yesterday.
yeah that's
I
fine.
was gonna say like Strata. Yeah, she's in a shit condition, but she's also not gonna, you know.
Yeah,
she's not
kinda.
gonna seek out that comfort.
Like, Strata
For Eden right now. Yeah.
Strata should honestly be the one taking Petunia right now, but
Yeah.
It's like, well, should and
Logically,
whether or not they
yes.
actually do it. That's 2 different questions.
yeah.
Exactly. That is Strata right now. It's like, girl, you need the chicken, but she's not gonna take the chicken.
Yeah.
The chicken.
The ferret chicken.
I love her so much.
She's a little
Petunia is
beast.
beloved.
Little beast.
Little beastie. Yes, you guys are sitting down to breakfast. Things are. Everyone's feeling awful. Things are probably still tense from yesterday. It's.
Yep.
Everyone is avoiding your table.
Well,
The vibes are
Understandably
so
yeah.
bitter.
I'm imagining it as like maybe some people considered coming to sit over because like I know Eden's been like kind of making a bit of an effort to talk to people, but then they just sense the vibes and like turn and walk the other way.
Yeah.
I don't
Everyone
want
else
to
gets
smoke.
there, and it's just like the vibes are like you're
Rancid.
putting your hands into a wasp's nest.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like as soon as you walk near this table, you suddenly feel there's eggshells everywhere.
Yep.
Which, yeah, most likely.
Yeah, Eden is just trying to focus on eating and keeping it down. But I also remember what Atlas gave him for pain that to chew on. He has one of those in his mouth right now.
Hell yeah.
I think Javir's gonna come and join everybody now.
Yeah. Yeah. As you approach, Eden will give you his little salute greeting, but he's like slumped over a little bit. He does not want to exist right now.
It's a no-brainer that everyone is doing awful right now, Pavir.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will say, as Pavir approaches, she is going to Strata's gonna slightly narrow her eyes at him.
Oh.
And this isn't directed at Pavir specifically, but if anyone was to come close to her right now, she would also give them a dirty look, a very dirty look.
Pavir kind of looks like he wanted to say something and then decides against it, and just kind of waves to everybody and sits down.
Oh, I can delete.
It's like maybe
I can delete these
not at
guys.
this moment.
Yeah, because they're dead now.
Yeah, they're fucking dead now.
Deceased, torn apart.
Shredded even. To
Oh,
shreds, you
definitely
say?
shredded.
Yeah, I do say.
I was gonna say, like, specifically, there would have been a lot of blood around Strata's, like, mouth and jaw. She definitely tore them apart with her teeth.
Well, that's the thing. The only blood you had on you was from Tiberius.
Yeah, because it's like,
fuck, yeah.
because I remember it's like the implication being Barley took care of the other ones because things got a bit out of hand.
Because Strata went into shell shock immediately after killing Tiberius.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pavir is just like wants to say something to Strata, to like everybody, because clearly everyone's not doing well.
He's so nice.
Ellie.
But he's like, I don't know. I feel like if I'm gonna talk to them, if I talk to them, one of them's gonna bite my head off. So I'll back off for a minute.
That's fair.
Yeah. I also I think like after a bit with everyone sitting there, Eden will take a breath and like try to start talking, but I think it even without like looking too closely or doing an insight, it's probably very clear it's a struggle right now. Says something to the effect of, of course now, so my brain blanks a little bit. All right. So I think it goes without saying that we will need to have a conversation about yesterday. And I think I speak for most of us when I say after we eat, after we're done here, perhaps. But I think we are long overdue for talking about some things. It yeah.
I think you're right.
James will nod.
And get in like any amount of like confirmation from anyone that this is a good idea. He gives a little thumbs up and then goes back to like rubbing at his eyes and trying not to violently throw up everywhere. Like
He's doing his
excellent. All right.
best.
Look.
Yeah, like it's weirdly also quiet around your table. Like people are trying not to be too loud.
Oh fuck.
In fact, like, so what happens, and this is like, people will, refill like your coffee if you get coffee. Or like,
Oh my
basically
God.
they'll refill your drinks, and it is the kobolds, but they are so quiet and like seem to have normal kobold behavior of very nervous as they refill
So
your
funny.
drinks.
Even the kobolds are uncomfortable around us right now. That's how bad our vibes are.
Yeah,
It is to note that they are all wearing wigs.
That's so funny.
They're
so much
wearing their
wrong with them.
wigs. Yep, they are wearing their wigs, and they seem to be either just straight up cross dressing or in drag.
You know what? Good for them.
Hell yes.
I imagine they look nice.
They clearly are trying to mimic humanoid women.
You know what? Good for them.
That's why they want the wigs, because they wanted the hair. They're little freaks.
They are. I feel bad that like none of us have any capacity to enjoy the whimsy right now.
I know.
No.
It's like the most awkward situation.
It is. It's like they showed up expecting this to be like a fun little like breakfast thing. They got all dressed up for this, and they saw how like awful we're all doing, and now it's just like they feel weird.
Yeah, very much.
Like they were so excited for this.
They were like, oh
They
my
probably
god.
wanted to show it. Like, we got this hair for them. Look what they did with it. They're probably so excited. And then we're
Aww.
just here, like, the vibes are awful.
Looking up with big sad eyes.
Aww.
No, this is actually rather normal for them. They dress up weirdly sometimes. One day's wig is another day's skirt.
I don't like that phrasing, I'm gonna be honest with you, but I mean,
Thank you for saying it. Thank you for being brave and saying it. I was thinking about it and I was like, I don't want to be mean again.
yeah, it's
Listen, I've seen some episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race where they've had to make dresses out of wigs.
oh,
Absolutely cursed.
Yeah, you like treat the wigs in like color and like shave them and stuff to make like your shapes.
I'm
yeah,
good.
I'm okay.
Yeah. Good on them, I suppose.
I
Not
mean,
for
yeah,
me.
that's resourceful. I appreciate that. Anyway,
But yeah, so breakfast, unless anyone has anything they'd want to discuss, probably goes very quietly, and it is announced by the ringmaster that they're packing up today. Which is why there's only like the tables and food out right now, and a smaller and like just basically the eating tent.
hmm
Everything was being broken down last night.
that makes sense. Yeah. I will say, yeah, I think yeah, Eden after he says that we need to talk after this, is just quietly eating and occasionally, like I imagine, like feeding Eddie some grapes.
Oh.
Oh yeah,
But
like
I'm also imagining like for once Eddie is also quiet, which is the weirdest part for him as well. Like even he's uncomfortable with how quiet he's being.
well, actually, it seems like Eddie more so feel can tell that you're in pain.
Yeah.
So, he's just not being much of a fuss. He's actually laying in between your horns again, and he's like low key massaging around them, around the
Oh,
temples, so that
that's
he's
really
trying to
sweet.
like massage the migraine away, but it's very low key.
That's really cute. And yeah, as you said, I was like, oh yeah, because he is part of Eden's soul, so he would probably be able to pick up on Eden is in a lot of pain right now. But Eddie, beloved.
Eddie, beloved. Oh, hello, Tom's beloved. Hello. She's in the back of the chair. Um,
Oh.
so everyone's basically getting into their caravans. They provided you guys with beds last night. They gave you, today they gave you guys some basic boxes of supplies to have food and water, and asked you if you had any alcohol you'd like to drink while you guys travel. Because it's going to be a few days. It's going to be like, what was it, like 1 or 2 days until Actus? Like one day?
Yeah, I think one or two makes sense. Yeah.
So it's like it's going to be a long trip.
Yeah.
But this also means you guys have your own private part of this caravan that is the back of the caravan,
Mhm.
um, to talk in, and it's going to be moving, so less likely for people to try and eavesdrop.
Yeah. Excellent. We will have time to speak.
So, what all information do you guys spread and share with each other now that, or just the chat in general? It is you guys are on the road. You're on the road to
Mhm.
Actus.
Once we're all packed up and to go.
Mm.
I think Eden would share the basics of what he's put together. He's not going to share like the journal entry that he wrote, but kind of the gist of like what he was putting together in there, and like the theory he's had so far that in his mind has basically been confirmed. Like confirmed, they are intentionally infecting different cities. They are working on a time scale. Lazus has fallen. Alodasir is very likely next.
Why would someone do
And then
this?
Actus. And he also goes into that he's absolutely certain that Hystra was not the first, but he doesn't know which one was the first because we don't have enough information to know that. And just 1 second, pulling up. Eden. All cards on the table, just giving all everything he's put together so far. That which essentially would be like the journal entry that I sent, but he's not sharing that specific entry with y'all.
Which, fair enough, yeah.
Yeah.
Xavier is just like, why would anyone do this? Why would they try to purposely infect anybody?
chaos. James pipes up and he just like, probably they have something else in mind, but at first glance, it just seems like they benefit from the chaos that it brings.
I'm certain that is part of it, at least. My question would be, why now? Why is it starting now? Oh yes,
Very
that's the
interesting.
big map.
I think James is gonna come a little closer into the fold and just be like, okay, I can't share too much about my mission, but what I can share is, seeing as we're going to Akis right now, my assignment was to eliminate a particular figure in Atkis, and then another one in Alianos. One of them was the queen herself, and that's where I was on my way to. And he pauses, and he's like, "That's where my team and I were heading. Originally, we were heading to Atkis, then we were heading to Alianos." It's interesting that another, he won't say which, but he'll say, it's interesting that another country would have the queen be a target at the same time that this is all going on.
Eden kind of nods a bit at that. Uh, hang on,
I
just one second.
Yeah, good. I say that Strata isn't. She's not contributing to the conversation, but she is very clearly listening. She's basically in a state of. The only lead that she had was that corruption is starting in Alianis. Like that was her original lead that led to her getting captured in the first place. So that has now basically been confirmed as common knowledge for the whole group.
Yeah.
So for her, this is essentially just a continuation of the mission that she had originally that was stopped when she was imprisoned years ago. So
Fair enough. Yeah.
her only goal is to get more information on that and to complete that initial mission.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. Sorry. I had just realized. Oh, my room is very dark right now. I need to go turn on the light. That's fine.
Oh dear.
Fair.
I have one lamp in my room.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but
I
that lamp puts out so much heat.
It does. That's why I don't. It's getting really hot, and they haven't turned the AC back on in this building.
Oh no.
Oh no.
It's still. I tried to see if I could set it to cool, and hot air still came out, and I'm like, we're not doing this.
I feel that.
Oh.
I feel that.
Anyway. But yeah, yeah, I think Eden kind of nods along with what James was saying. Like, oh shit, oh yeah, Hein, you should be able to just honestly reply that you won't be available that day.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Yeah, you can just tell them I will not be, like, in the city of this day. I cannot be part of the jury.
Or, I don't know, I remember I've only been called for jury duty once, and I remember my get out was that I was a student in another city at that time. So it might there might be specific explanations they can accept. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah.
I mean, you can also look up the case, and if it involves cops, you can just look at them straight in the face, say, I hate cops, and then you won't be on the jury.
I know, if I ever get summoned for jury, I'll just be like, I am so biased. I fucking hate you. Goodbye.
I
hate the government.
know. I know what that one thing I remember hearing that was it's just this is a huge tangent, but if you're called for jury duty where there's like any kind of capital punishment on the table, if if the death penalty is an option, and you admit at any point that you're against the death penalty, you will be excused,
Yeah.
Okay, great.
which is
Excellent.
quite a thing. Yeah. Anyway,
As someone who is in Europe, this is fucking insane to me.
Yeah, I mean, it's great because you get excused, but also fucked up because, oh, so they just don't. Okay.
yeah, it's like if it's they only want people on those cases who are pro
Who
death
agree with
penalty.
them?
That is
I mean,
frightening.
The government only ever wants people who agree with them, but whatever. It's fine.
Anyway, let's.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
Anyway, yes. So, Jamie, we're all in the caravan traveling. Everyone's.
We're going.
Yeah.
And Praveer's like, maybe I should say the thing now. And he's like, I don't know.
Would you say that Pavir
Are
kind
you
of looks
saying
like
that
he
out
wants to say
loud?
something? Sorry, what? Oh,
Did Pavir say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
Sorry.
I kind
That's
of
just what he's
figured you
thinking.
hadn't. That's why I was asking. Does Pavir look like he wants to say something? Do you think?
Yes. Yeah, he's looking kind of conflicted. Not conflicted, but like clearly he has something on his mind that he wants to talk about, but seems to think better of it at the moment still.
Right. Because I'm thinking like Eden probably is after he kind of finishes laying out his theories and James talks a little bit about his mission, what he can share at this point. Imagining Eden kind of glances over, still like squinting, very clear, like not opening his eyes fully at any point right now. Kind of looks at Pavir. After a few seconds, tilts his head a little bit and then says, "Do you have something on your mind?"
And Pavir kind of pushes some hair out of his face, and then he says, I was just thinking that, I agree. It's, we should definitely continue where we're going with Actus and Alianis. I think it's a good idea. I mean, not that we weren't going to do
I was
that.
gonna say, can I roll an insight on that real quick?
Could I too?
I'm gonna go ahead and roll an insight check. Just that's an 11 for Eden.
That's a 12 for James.
Whereas
It's okay.
Get
let me
incited.
find it. Oh, okay, that's on normal. Good. Oh, 16. Not too bad. Strata is on her game for once.
Oh my god,
So
hi!
kind. Hell fucking yeah.
Everybody's just increasing in number.
I did actually just have the thought, not to shoot myself in the foot, but would I be rolling this insight at disadvantage as well, or would it be just for like intelligence?
It's just intelligence.
Okay. Thank you.
It does make me laugh every time Hengirl and Strata get a similar roll.
Oh.
They are
So
on
what do
the
I
ball.
roll to... What do I roll against that, and do I have to roll anything against that? Because he's not really trying to hide anything.
You can always choose to fail, but it would be performance or deception if you're trying to keep it from them. Or persuasion, because you're trying to convince them that it's not, like, everything's fine. Like, one of the three. Also,
yeah,
I dropped... I dropped a tent on the map. That's you guys.
That's so cute. I love that. Also, holy fuck.
Holy crap.
Praveer's like, I told you I'm fine. No. He's like, I'm good.
Oh my goodness.
Basically, what he said... or as the DM, do you say that, Cal?
No, this is completely up to you guys. Just be in mind that your persuasion is better, but once again, you can, choose to fail if you'd want, but it's a case of, like, I would say if you didn't want them to worry / know, it would be more of a case probably similar to, it's something I can tell you later, it's not something important to what's going on now kind of thing.
Yeah. So basically, what he said, to all appearances, is definitely, he means it. Like, there's something else, but it's not of urgent consequence. He'll talk about it later.
enough. All right.
I
I
mean,
think James cuts in and he's like, if it's of no consequence, let's talk about it now.
Shit.
which is true.
We're all here and we're traveling. We have nowhere else to fucking go for the rest of the next 2 days. Let's all
Yeah.
get everything out.
Yes.
I will
I'll-
say Strata lets out like kind of an amused kind of chuff at this. Like
I look at Estrada and I go, you go first. You just volunteer. What's up?
all right.
and the
All cards
amused
on the
look
table.
drops into a very dirty look.
It's time for the group trauma dump.
Oh. Pravir is so nervous right now, but he's
I
like
mean-
considering what James said, and he's like, "Oh, I guess you're right."
This is only gonna work if we all trust each other.
I mean,
All right?
you are correct.
No, you're right. You're right. Sorry, it's something that I've been trying to build up to tell you guys about for a while now, and it's nothing bad. And he holds up his hands. At least I don't think it is. I don't believe it is, and I'm usually a pretty good judge of character, so I'm pretty sure everything's good. And he's kind of stumbling over his words a little bit too, not just because I'm bad at talking.
Okay, you're fine.
And he shakingly reaches into the pocket of his pants and he pulls out a feather. And
Strata
It
and
looks-
Barley immediately recognize this, by the way, as you continue.
oh god, they're not gonna be happy. Oh lord, oh what are we doing? Oh, what am I doing?
No,
Oh,
it-
no, what is happening?
hello.
I'll say Strata doesn't have a very visible reaction aside from her eyes narrowing again and kind of giving the feather a hard stare.
It is a tiny feather, probably it looks like a down feather of a avian humanoid such as an aarakocra or an owlin. It is a pale color of gold with, it seems to shimmer blue in some spots.
Oh, that's so pretty.
That sounds really cute.
Strata and Barley immediately, this is one of Lament's feathers.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh.
And specifically, this is a feather from their actual body, not the spirit form that you two last saw them in.
Interesting.
Oh. And with that, her gaze gets cold. Very cold. And she very gruffly speaks. Where did you get that?
Pravir is fucking sweating so hard. He knew that this was not going to go over well, but you know, James is right. Everybody has to trust each other. He doesn't want to hide this from anybody. And he's
James
just gonna say
will
what
James will gingerly put his hand over your shoulder.
Oh.
He has no context to what's
He
going on,
doesn't,
but
no.
it's like but it's
Yeah.
it's like no one's gonna fucking cut you while I'm here.
Yeah, that's thank you, James.
I hope.
He's giving support.
Yeah.
To be fair, after
Um,
yesterday, Strata has still not recovered. I'm still staring at her damage done to her, so she's...
Oh no, you would have recovered. Long
like-
rest.
Yeah, we had a long rest.
You had a long rest.
Okay,
Yeah.
You guys slept.
It
You
wasn't
guys
a
had
nice,
horrible nightmares, but your body's
was-
still healed.
it wasn't a nice long rest, but it was a long rest.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
She still
So-
isn't necessarily wanting to test James after yesterday.
That's-
That is still very, very clear in her mind.
So you're good.
Pravir basically swallows and gives James a grateful glance and then says, "Please listen, just please hear me out. I know what it looks like, and I know what they did, and I know who they are. But you just have to trust me. I have been seeing Lament in my dreams sometimes. They've been coming to me, and they want to help us. They feel terrible about what they were going to do and how they were going to leave us. Please, and he's kind of just like freezing up a little. But he does manage to push through. James, who the fuck is that?
James has so many questions. Yeah.
That's just James. James is just being very supportive.
Honestly,
But at some point, get ready for James to be like, I knew this.
honestly, king. Like,
Yeah.
sort of
But he
king.
will not interrupt you. He will look for a natural pause.
You know
Thanks,
what?
James.
Good for him.
That's just him in his mind. The fuck is
I love him so much.
James
Truly
is
no
with no
context,
context?
no context for literally any of this, but just like, all right, well,
He's just
Yeah.
nodding. He's just looking around the room. He's nodding. He's like getting everybody else's like reaction. All right,
yeah.
everybody else seems to know who the fuck this guy.
It's like, all right, so everyone else knows, so I'm gonna pretend I know until I can ask.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
real, for real. It's just like,
Yeah, I think
Like,
Eden has kind of a frown on his face, but he's also still has a migraine, so it's mostly that.
Mhm.
All right, sorry if
He's
you had more
he's
you wanted to say.
No, it's okay. Yeah, no, Pavir is just like, you have to understand, or you have to believe me. I fully understand why you're upset, and that's why I couldn't keep it from you anymore. I'm sorry that I kept it from you at all. Just with everything happening, there didn't seem like a good time until now, and even now it didn't seem like a great time. But James is right, and we shouldn't keep things from each other. And I'm sorry that I did, but I've been speaking with them more, just one on one, without the pressure of things that were happening back there. And they said that they feel awful and they want to help us, and I believe them. Maybe that's gullible of me, but I really, really do believe them. And they gave me this feather, and they told me that when we get to Actus, I think it was Actus, um, we there's a fountain used in ceremonial parades and other things, and they said maybe we could get some cleansing there. Maybe we could help stop the spread of our curse. And they asked me to get this feather blessed and to bring it back to them. And they think that they have a way to help us, and not just us, to help stop the spread in general. They told me, I mean, we already know this, but Alianis is as close to the source of the infection, this curse, I think that we can get. And they said that it was dangerous and that we shouldn't go there, but I think we need to. I really think that if we can get there and find the source of all of this and contain it somehow or destroy it, then maybe we can stop other people from getting infected. Because it's not just about us anymore, right? I mean, we have to stop this whole operation now that we know someone's doing it on purpose.
Okay.
he has the exact same face that he does in the GIF.
That's
Like,
so
all right,
great.
so a possible
All right.
ally.
Yeah. Eden.
And who is that?
All right. Yeah. James. I genuinely adore you. So much. Yeah. It's okay. We should explain it first.
Yeah.
I have more I was gonna have Eden say, but
He can also fully gloss over his question
actually that'd be funny. Yeah.
and just
Uh,
and just like nobody answers, and he's just like, I guess I'll
I guess I'll go
ask.
fuck myself then. All right.
Yeah, for real. I guess I'll ask in a bit. I don't know.
Yeah. See, Eden probably has like a very kind of considering expression on his face right now of just like, I think if anyone here is going to understand, like, not necessarily telling everyone right away that you've been speaking to some kind of being offering you help. Yeah. Eden in a very similar boat until someone else told everyone for him.
Strata has a very less than accommodating reaction. She continues to scowl at him and then just, in a very kind of low growl, goes, "And what makes you think you can trust this traitorous bitch?"
I will say Barley is just deathly glaring in the corner, and every now and then you see his jaw move around. His tail's flicking.
Oh. Javier kind of shrinks back, and then he says, because I do. I wish that I could explain it better than that. I've always had a good judge of character, I think. I mean, I'm here with all of you, aren't I?
Yeah.
Strata just scoffs and goes, "You're terribly naive."
I love that
know.
James is just getting the front row seat to this soap opera.
Never will.
Yeah. I,
Yeah.
also, I think like when Strata calls Pavir naive, Eden is going to try to speak up again. Brain is blank for a second. I had so much I wanted him to say. But he will look at Pavir and he like kind of forces his eyes to open a bit more, and asks Pavir very seriously. So, you say you think you can trust them. What do you? I'm sorry. You think you can trust them. I will trust your judgment on these. But did they tell what? No, don't apologize. This is great.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
Genuinely, no,
all
this is
of a sudden.
good. Don't apologize. It's
They
fine.
need to be honest. It's
Yeah,
just
Yeah.
they're not
all
gonna
cards
like it.
on the
Picking up one of
table.
those in a laughing way. I'm just like,
No, it's fine.
intense.
Pavir asks, blanking a little bit on specific phrasing, but basically what I'm trying to have Eden ask here is, so like Lament gave you this feather and asked you to purify it and bring it back to them. What did they like? And somehow it can help stop the spread, and presumably all of us want to stop it, and some way if we can. But
So, quick clarification.
yes,
Lament said that they could help stop the spread in general, yes, but particularly they could help you guys stop the spread of your own curses.
right. Okay, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kind of okay. Uh, okay, but it's so scrap it. So, what Eden is going to say is like, if you believe you can trust them, I believe you. I trust your judgment, but asking very serious, like, what will you do if it turns out that they are lying? I'm not saying that they are, but are you prepared for if that does come to pass?
He nods hesitantly and he says, "Well, if they're lying, then we'll just we'll find some other way to stop it."
And
He lets Pavir finish and he goes, also, do you have any other alternatives?
Eden will kind of like gesture a little bit to James and nod along with that. It's like, yep, good question. Like,
I look around the group. Anybody else have any other ideas?
no, I would be honest. No, this may be our only option.
I mean, we could ask Key, someone we're used to working with, and not someone that we know will stab you in the back.
Yes,
How did,
he will
how did they
certainly stab us in the front.
Yeah.
Strata also chirps in with, "I am under oath to destroy this curse. And if the guidance that I am getting from, I am stupid and I've forgotten Strata's aunt's name. Give me 1 second."
Okay.
It's okay, that's why I called her your aunt.
Yeah,
We have all forgotten.
we have all forgotten. There's too many A names in Strata's family. I swear
There
to God.
really is.
Jeez, okay, back at Strata. Was, but if I get any guidance from Marina that this plan of yours, and she grits her her teeth as she says Lament's name, and Lament, then I will not hesitate to stop you.
It's pretty clear that Pavir is hurt that Strata. I mean, he understands, but it's also clear that he's sad and kind of hurt that Barley and Strata and Hein seem, you know, like wary of him now. But he nods and says, I understand. Please, you have to know that I would never do anything to hurt you. or any of us or anyone, and I wouldn't be trusting them if I didn't really truly believe that they could be trusted now. They hurt me too, but I think that they've changed.
And at that, Eden nods and Jesus, fully like not going to acknowledge Strahd saying another name Eden is not familiar with. Like,
And then
everyone
Barley
knows it.
immediately whipping his head like, excuse me?
If Eden processes that interaction, his only thought is like, all right, one thing at a time.
I feel like everyone just like assumes it's probably like another patron or something. It's just like, there's another
That's what he
being.
thinks. Yeah, that's like
Right,
that's
oh
exactly his
boy.
perspective. He's like, okay, cool, we're all fucking warlocks now.
Oops, all warlocks. That'd be a funny
Judging-
campaign.
Just goes, judging by some of the stuff I'm getting. Is this person dead? This person's dead, right?
In a way.
Yeah.
Huh?
If no one else is going to explain, Eden will try to explain things.
Barley will speak up and explain.
He rises a little too late that they have not told James anything.
When, after we all died, we ended up in a in-between place. Strata and I were together in a group of about how many was it? And he kind of looks at Strata for a second, but then like shakes his head. Anyway.
Strata does wince when he asks how many there were.
Yeah, because it's like, ooh, no, pushing that trauma back for a second.
Yeah.
Lament was in our group with us. And when we realized we would have to go through even more hell for the chance to maybe get saved, Lament decided to turn their back on us and leave us. And then they came back, all self-righteous, a spirit blessed by the gods. And then they started to willingly drag people to their death down there. Because what happens down there was you either got purified or became a monster that would come back to the material plane and kill everyone.
And you guys were purified?
No. We, all of us here, were brought back to life thanks to Key. And we still have
Everybody
our
here?
curse. We're all cursed too. Some more obvious than others, as he kind of like does look over at Strata because hers is the most camouflaged on her person.
Yeah, I was having that thought earlier. Yeah.
There's probably like a few extra spines, and they probably look like a little darker than normal, but like otherwise.
And there's like scales.
Dark colors.
Yeah, like if you look closely, some of her scales are actually black instead of blue.
Damn. Strahda's multicolored now.
So James goes, so all of you have died.
Eden nods. Yes. Yes, we
Strata
have.
nods as well.
Okay. And then you came back with
me. Keystone. Okay. I studied under Keystone for what was probably actually we know it was the equivalent of centuries. And I got the spell work enough to at least make the ley lines and gather things to make spells to go back. I sent Strata back first to hopefully find a way to get me back fine. Because I needed some extra magic juice to get out on my own. And then he kind of like gestures his head over to the group. He goes, and they came along after group. They decided they wanted to stay. I got out with them. Simple as that, really, for that portion, as insane as it sounds.
And Key. Is he dead?
I don't know what Key is.
Okay, key is a thing.
Key is what gives Eden and I our magical talents. Well, partially. Eden's got his own magic.
He is yeah.
Really?
James,
No one
James
knows.
is enraptured. James just looks at it and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Eden. I think like right now, headache is bad. Eden will just kind of pull off his right glove and hold up the darker gray hand. It's as if that explains anything, and it just says, "Yes, Marley and I have been working the closest with Key, but Key is the reason we were able to leave the purgatory realms that we were all in."
So Key brought all of you back. Does all of you know that? All of you know that Key brought you back.
Well, technically, we brought ourselves back. He just provided us the knowledge to do so.
Okay, and but that goes for. And I look at everybody in the group sitting here, and that applies for everybody.
Yeah.
Got a nods.
Okay. All right. Got it. I'm caught up. Well, who's Ophelia? I look at Strata because Strata's the one that said a name. I don't. James fully doesn't remember.
Wait,
Oh,
Arena.
arena.
James
Arena.
has been tackled. James has been tackled with like four names in a very
Yeah,
short
that's true.
span of
We're
time.
giving him.
It's like, and is this person a traitor or are
That's
they also an entity?
That's true. James has like no reason to suspect that no one else knows who Arena is right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, it's just like, so is Arena an entity, a dead person? What?
Yeah,
Who's that?
Barley looks dead at Strata. Yeah, care to explain why you're talking to the bitch?
Oh
Eden,
dear.
Eden kind of sighs a bit and is like, I imagine like Eden has like a little like some kind of like drink with him right now. It's not alcohol, but just like take a sip. Like
I want to emphasize, if Barley's thing, it's not a like, oh, this is another person that we've had contact with that's hurt us. It's a friend protective of an abusive family member of like, oh, that bitch.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Yeah.
Eden is like, yes, more things for us to keep track of. Yes, who is Arena?
When Barley gives her the look, she's very pointedly like not looking at him because they've had this conversation so many times. It was definitely a point of contention when they were in the I guess limbo together, and she just kind of sighs as she knows like she can't get out of this. Not when Barley's giving her that look of explain now.
Yeah, explain. Yeah.
And she sighs and starts explaining. When we were in the town fighting against that thing, when the lightning hit me, my aunt, Arena, my mentor, she appeared to me, and she told me it was my duty to destroy this curse in every being that it exists, in every form that it exists. And I took an oath with her that I would complete this mission. And she has been giving me guidance. That is why I must listen to her. It is my duty as the last of my family to complete this.
James is nodding.
I imagine James is nodding. Yeah, that's king.
Okay.
Barley takes a slow breath, opens a window, and just climbs onto the top of the cart.
All right.
What in the fuck?
Charlie, where are you going?
Eden
Okay.
He was
is
like, oh, I knew I
kind
shouldn't
of
have said anything
rubbing at
right
his
now.
eyes, then looks at Strata and point blank is going to ask, and presumably, when you mean in every being that it exists, does that include us?
this
Fully
has a
looking her in the eye.
That's why Barley left. Barley knows the answer.
yeah. Strata takes like a very long moment to answer, and despite how she spoke of her oath to her aunt, she doesn't look proud of this. Her spines are very flat down against her head and her neck. It's strangely like she's trying to make herself seem smaller.
Oh,
And just sighs, closes her eyes so she doesn't have to look at them, and goes, yes, all of us, including myself.
excellent. All right.
Well,
Well.
and me, because I've never fucking died.
Yes, that. I love you, James. It's absolutely delightful.
I mean, James did die. He just
That's
doesn't
true.
realize it.
He's just
I
not
don't know
fully
that.
aware of what happened here.
He's in
Doesn't know that.
denial. He's in denial about his death.
James is like, I'm built different, by the way.
Yeah, actually, I'm the fucking chosen one, you scrubs.
I
No,
love
he also doesn't like. There was no purgatory for him. There was no
No.
fucking dream journey and shit. So
Crazy.
he's like, that's not my experience at all. Like, I don't know what to fucking tell you, man.
He remembers getting the ship getting fucked up, being talked to in pitch blackness, and then waking up on a beach.
Yeah,
No,
like, no shit.
they're like describing purgatory, and James is like, all right, well, that didn't happen to me, so clearly.
James is like, yeah, I'm fine. It sucks to be you guys, I guess.
Yeah, I'm built fucking different, dude. I jog every morning.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, once Strata confirms it, Eden just nods and is like, alright, well, good to know that. Sure, thank you for the honesty.
I mean, I
Kind
will
of.
just point this out. I put my hand over Eden, and I look at everybody. I will point this out. This other individual with the feather says that
Lament.
they can. Excuse me.
Lament, says Pavir.
I appreciate that. Lament. Um, can apparently purify whatever this is, the blight, and you know. So, there you go. Maybe you don't have to kill everybody else here.
Perhaps, yeah.
Strata does
I
speak up and is, if Lament is to be trusted, and she looks out the window where Barley climbed out, I would rather not shed unnecessary blood.
Well, good to
There you
know
go.
that you would not be looking forward to killing us. Anyway.
Pavir kind of, as this conversation is winding down about it, Pavir kind of just looks around at everyone and he just quietly says, I'm not asking you to trust Lament. I'm just asking you to trust me. And I know that we haven't been together for very long, but I trust you, and so I hope that you could trust me just a little bit.
As I have said, I will trust your judgment on this.
Thank you.
James takes a break from sizing up Strata and just nods.
Fully like,
I can fucking kill her.
yeah, I love
Like super
Oh my God.
nonchalantly, like
As-
super
as-
nonchalantly, just like
yeah. I also
you're
did
the
not like
first one
when.
to go.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. His first thought is like, yeah, you comfort me, motherfucker.
Yeah. It's like we'll see. We'll fucking see.
Yeah.
He's like, I already almost killed you once. I'll do it again and finish the job.
Yeah. Also, like when James kind of reaches over and puts a hand on Eden, Eden like almost flinches away a little bit, but he's too tired to actually react. So it's just like, it's fine. This is happening. But yeah, it's just all right. Well, yeah, that's and the yeah. Well, yeah, it's good to know that you would. All right. Well, anyway, glad to know we are on the same page now. All right. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's good that I feel
Oh,
Oh,
better that I said something.
yes. Thank you for Yes, yes. Good to all cards on the table now.
Yeah, oh, sorry.
No, it's just like it's like Edith's kind of like is rambling a little bit, but then he kind of cuts himself off and just rubs at his eyes again, and then kind of like leans back against the side of the car.
Oh, Strana
His head fucking
looks
hurt.
over at Pravir. Like she's kind of considering her options and gives him a slight nod and goes, "As the first to give me another chance here, I will give you this one too."
And Kabir can't help but smile because he feels a little bit relieved. He says, "Thank you."
Oh, dear beloved.
Him, I love you so much.
He holds all.
James will pipe up, and he'll look straight at Hen and go, "So what's up with that ship?"
All right, let's go. Yeah, we're going around. Everyone has to share something.
Next trauma.
Considering, didn't someone say they had to leave early today?
Oh yeah, that
Parker?
was me.
Yeah.
Since it's 8:20 and you said you had to leave at like 8:30?
Yeah, about.
So do we want to cut off the session there with James going, so about that ship?
I mean, if everyone else is okay with it, I would as well, but I will be honest, I do still kind of want to keep going.
I am fine with keeping
Yeah, I
going.
don't mind if you guys keep going.
I'm good with either.
Yeah,
I am good to keep going until 9.
Yeah, I'm hungry for this campaign. I need to be fed.
You can keep going.
Okay.
Pavir will probably just be listening in silence, or
Yeah.
Okay.
trying to have
J-
his
Pavir looks a little
detox there.
rattled. Pavir looks a little rattled, and James just like puts his hand on his shoulder and just kind of like motions him to sit down.
Aw.
It's
Yeah.
alright. It's alright.
Yeah.
And
Thanks,
he just lightly pats you on the back, and he just like whispers like, "You did good." So what the fuck
Aw.
is up about that ship?
Oh, thank
Yeah,
you,
let's all
James.
go around the circle.
All right, you guys have a good time.
Yeah.
Finishing up until 9. This is very fun as always.
Yeah.
Glad Pavir finally got to talk about that.
Good.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's been his deafened dreams.
I kind of figured now. Yeah. I'm very glad. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you have a good night, Parker. You get some rest.
Yeah, go get
Thank
some
you,
sleep.
I hate 9 to 5s.
No, that's
Oof.
fair. You have a good night,
Yeah.
friend.
Thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good
Good
night.
night.
Bye.
Wait, let me get out of I X'd out of Roll20 and expected to go off, and it's like, that's not the right one. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So yes, Hen, you have been asked, so what the fuck is up about that ship?
Yes.
Man, just in this session alone, I'm almost drinking 2 liters. I'm about to finish 2 liters of water.
Good.
Very good.
I'm glad to hear that.
They're spiked with Mio energy, so I don't know if it counts.
It counts.
Caffeine.
It's still water.
Yeah, Mio's get me to drink water more because flavor.
I it's yeah. I never mind.
You good, huh?
No, I don't know. I was sorry. I'm sorry. I sort of looked like I was gonna say something, but
It's okay.
sorry. No, I just had like kind of a thought. It's just kind of a silly thought, but I have a friend who's dating someone with like severe chronic pain, kind of similar to what Ian's been dealing with lately. And I just remembered at one point they like talked about patting their partner on the back and like their muscles being so tense it felt like touching like just patting like steel, like metal.
Oh my god.
And I had the thought of like, what's that? That's what it felt when James patted Ian's shoulder right now.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right. Yes.
Oh, buddy.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ,
Get
we need
this
a
guy some
chiropractor.
get this guy some fucking muscle relaxers.
Yeah, for real. Holy shit, some elephant tranquilizers.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
James once again is like moral, right? Looking at everybody like,
Yeah, no
is that
recognition in
it?
Eden's face. Yeah.
Okay, cool, 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 cool.
I loved
he
him
doesn't
crossing
say
his
it. He doesn't say it out loud, but he just cross references names now with everybody.
honestly, that's a very fair reaction.
All right.
Trying to figure out how much does everyone else know right now before I start asking more questions.
Yeah, exactly. Just like, all right.
Though Strata obviously doesn't recognize the name Moral or have any kind of link to the ship, the statement "Dead X, apparently not as dead as I thought," does make her tense up, and her ears kind of pin back, and she fiddles with one of her fingers as if there's something there.
Oh, oh God. Oh, buddy. Anyway,
I love torturing my poor little girl.
then after a couple seconds, Eden will chime in with, "Not as dead as you thought. Presuming you may not have the answers right now, do you think her situation may be similar to our own?" Okay. Oh, interesting. Wait, and us? I'm sorry, wait, I don't remember if I missed something there.
I was about to be like, Ouse? Ouse
Yeah,
is
that's what I
fine.
said. Like, Eden knows out.
Rami. Wrong girlfriend, wrong girlfriend.
Oh my god, Hein, you're mixing up the women. Hein, you have to get better at keeping track of the harem like than this. Alright, well.
No, 4-letter names are easy.
Yeah, alright, well. So, and. Okay, I don't. He trails off a little bit. He has no the fucking idea who Moral is. He doesn't know how to continue the line of questioning.
Yes, but now the rest of you get to know Rami is also cursed, like you guys. She was someone who was dead and brought back to life.
We're getting a lot of information right now, yeah.
I would say Strata kind of narrows her eyes as she wants that information, as a part of her is going, alright, the people I need to consider in all this.
Oh my god. Understandable to him not telling everyone about the abuse right now. That's fair.
I'm sorry, her aunt has her claws real deep in there.
I mean, yeah, understandable for Strata as well, but damn.
James goes, well, I can tell you some information about your healing.
Oh boy.
Hen,
What she said?
Hen has been searching for information. She is dying.
I have to ask, like, when Heinz says that, is it, like, a bit loud? Or is it just, like, she's very relieved? Oh, yeah, Eden, like, fully jumps a little bit, and then, like, winces and rubs at his head.
It's okay. Eddie glares at Hen for that and, like, massages a little faster.
I love that.
Strata does kind of, like, blink her head, like, okay? Considering that's probably, like, the first outburst of any kind that she's seen of him. Like, okay.
So.
He goes, so, a lot of our a conversation with Lotad, and you all had your outbursts. I got a little chummy with her, and she gave up that apparently what she understands of the old willow. Not only is it just like a legend, I'm presuming after it's burned, I really don't know why. Apparently that's when the legend begins. The old willow is a source point itself for the flight. Not only that, but as I was on my way with my squad to go eliminate one of the targets in practice, we happened upon that ship in the middle of the sea, underwater, which is a lot. And something happened, and I'm not entirely sure if it crashed into us, if it set a fire underwater, or what exactly it could be. But I remember a lot of water. I remember us getting sparse. And the person that we found inside the bag of holding, as well as two other of my squad, and he slowly starts taking off, like, and then like he just steps out of his own armor, and he shows like other patches from like his other three people. It's like, so they happened upon the wreckage of our submersible. So I have beef with that shit.
Stella is back to what does this mean? What? Huh? Ships underwater? Huh? She's just like processing.
Yeah.
Just, like,
Strata does not know what half those words meant.
yeah.
And Barley's just meditating on the roof.
Yeah, he left the room for a bit. Dad doesn't want to be here right now.
Mm-hmm. He didn't want to hear his best friend admit that she's not killed them all.
Fair thing to not be up for.
Yeah.
Look at the face. James is a murder.
I'm literally so excited. I sincerely hope Hyde is about to say, yeah, you died.
Oh, also he mentions that the willow is also the thing specifically infecting the beast skin in Dallas's bottle.
Right, yeah.
With the pulp and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
I will say also, like, when James said something like that little outburst, or like you all had your outburst, Eden kind of like, I don't look at his face, like, it wasn't my outburst, but he doesn't interrupt or anything. Like,
So he's just like, I just
like,
want to say that.
yeah, but he, I was about to say he maybe like texted his drone, write some of that down, but he's not. No, he's head hurty, can't look at paper.
Poor guy. I say that Strata doesn't have much of a reaction, but she does narrow her eyes. The implication that Marl was responsible for him Joe's death.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
taking this fucking personal.
That's fair. Interesting.
For her, love is an incredibly sacred thing.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, that was. To hear that is gonna make her go immediate. Even if she wasn't intending on killing anyway because of the curse thing, immediate vengeful
That's fair. You know what? Love to see it. Yeah, you could. Yeah. Okay. All right. Honestly, that's a good reason to go with Breaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can definitely see Strata eventually going Oathbreaker.
Oh, definitely.
Um,
I have a very specific image in my brain, and if I get to do it, it will be very exciting.
Talk to me
James,
later.
James listens to Homebrew and really wonders if he died.
Oh, buddy. Give me. You know what, James? Contest yourself against insight and deception. How in denial are you?
I don't even know if it's denial. It's just truly like it doesn't add up. Based on what they're saying, they went through a whole spirit journey in purgatory, and he
Yeah.
didn't. So he's truly like, I don't fucking know what happened.
So,
Oh,
so,
buddy.
so if he died and came back in his
Oh.
mind, it'd be like, well, that was different.
Kinda like it's like doesn't sound fucking like
I mean,
I think he looks at the accusation and he's like, hold on, how did you die? And looks at Hindle.
Oh,
He
boy.
goes one by one and asks each of them how they died.
let's go around the circle.
Oh, yeah, no, he does. He will do that. I'm just like I guess Hingel's the first person just because like she's the one doing the accusation.
Makes
So I'm
fair.
like,
Makes sense,
so
yeah.
just get ready. That's what's coming. Like she's
I
like, so how did
figured.
you die? And how did you die?
Uh,
And how did you
This is
die?
gonna be
I will say,
great.
I will say, if you guys need to get a hold of Barley, his tail is slightly in view of the window.
Oh, baby.
Aw, little kitty boy, kitty man. Wait, I'm gonna formulate what Eden will say. I wasn't thinking pulling his tail. I was like thinking just like lean out and like kind of swat it a little bit.
Like
Just,
exactly right.
just send Eddie. Just have Eddie go
Actually,
attached to
yeah,
it.
just yeah, throw Eddie at it. Actually, no, don't throw him. He's a baby.
No throwing the baby.
Don't throw him. He weighs like 5 ounces. He will die.
Oh my god. Oh
Just
my
splats
god.
against the wall.
No.
By the way, I do picture Petunia during this entire interaction being snake like and her head is right next to James's head and she's mimicking his head movement whenever there's like a new revelation and he looks at the person and he's just kind of like
Oh, absolutely, 100%. She's following your movements around.
That's fucking delightful.
Every now and then she'll look at you to like look at your facial expression and then try and mimic it.
That's so cute.
yeah, and I'll just look at her and I'll also look for signs of recognition if she knows this man.
No.
No,
She knows absolutely nothing. She's on the same page as James.
you know Petunia has no thoughts behind those eyes.
She has no thoughts. She has no thoughts except, hello, human.
You know Petunia would have higher cognitive functions.
Hello pets, hello treats.
Hello.
Yeah,
Hello. Treat.
exactly.
Pets. Pets. Treat. Treat. Scritch. Scritch. Scritch.
Aww.
Oh my god, I need to get an image of a ferret in packing peanuts and make a meme of it with Petunia.
Yes.
Of like when people like grab their ferrets by the chest and plunge them into like rice or packing peanuts and wiggle them around in it.
Oh, that's so, yeah. I know exactly what you mean. I do love also the mental image of like this is the Eddie seriousness James has is undercut a little bit by the fact that he has the Petunia around his neck right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
We cannot escape the whimsy.
Every time he points at somebody, not accusatorily, but just points at somebody, Petunia like very quickly darts off his arm and is just like also pointing.
Yeah,
Oh my god, yes.
yeah, that's Petunia.
If you have a horror campaign, there must be something where you cannot escape the whimsy, and for us, that is Petunia.
Exactly. She's your silly little noodle.
Our beloved noodle.
What were you saying, Jay?
I just didn't remember what exactly Petunia mechanically did.
Oh, she gives you advantage on wisdom saves revolving your sanity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm going to make her stat block up later. I'm going to be adding a feature where if you spend, I'll make a certain time of downtime with her, she can help cure some of your sanity.
Good. Aww.
And
God.
eventually, she'll be able to help you guys with travel once she gets bigger.
Big ferret.
I mean, yeah, like the carousel was made of these guys.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Do I detect like a hint of blood? Or
You can insight check.
I think I also might roll an insight, if nothing else, than because Eden is a little weirded out by Hein being so honest right now.
Hind, do deception.
insight, right?
Yeah. Hein and her like fucking plus 20 to plus 11.
Yeah, I got
Eden.
a dirty 20.
Oh my god.
No, it's okay because the nat 1 makes it an auto fail. So everyone, like
Oh yeah.
Strata and Eden, it's a little like, it's like you're slower to catch on. It's not until you see see James's expression probably start to change when he clocks it that you guys are like, oh, yep.
And I think especially for Eden, that's fair enough. He does have like the pounding migraine right now. Focusing on anything is hard.
Yeah, and like Strada doesn't know him very well. We've been traveling only for a week at maximum, so it's not like she knows exactly what their tells are.
I think he'll just look at Hydra and he'll be like, and he'll just kind of half smile and be like, it's embarrassing, isn't it? No, how did you really die?
Oh my god.
It's probably pretty embarrassing, huh?
I love him.
I love James so much. I love that he is calling out on all of their bullshit.
I mean, also at the prospect of getting to bully Hendra a little bit, Eden does kind of smirk a little bit and says, like, yes, how did it happen? Come on, tell us.
I would say Strata comes a little bit to Hendra's defense, shooting both of them kind of like a really dirty look. If anyone knows how like there are ways that they really don't want to explain how they died, and she would rather lie about it if she could. She's just a fucking terrible liar.
I
So
love
she
her.
will. But she would completely understand trying to lie about how they died. So she does shoot both of them a dirty look and goes, please, just let her explain.
Somebody doesn't want to share. You have to. But we're not gonna lie right now.
We need to be honest with each other if we are going to be working together.
It's truth circle time.
Yep. So that's why I'm thinking, like, how is Eden going to reply?
I hope that Strata's about to be like really upfront, like, oh yeah, I'm a really fucking criminal and got shot through the back with a fucking ballista bolt. You guys saw the scars.
Eden is just sweating bullets in the back.
Oh no, Eden, I don't think Eden's processed the fact that anyone's going to ask him how he died right now.
This is true. This is true. This is. I think what because Strata's coming next because it's like, oh, you want to be big? All right, talk about it. But
Yeah.
like, but I think once I ask Strata, that's when Eden's gonna be like, oh no 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 no.
No, no.
He'll have a moment of, oh shit, and then James will ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah.
I thought we were bullying his girl.
Yeah, exactly. Why are we bullying me now?
I didn't do anything.
Oh damn. Aw. Aw. Damn. Yeah, I think at the show of a bit more emotion from him, Eden will kind of like hold a hand up. It's like, all right, okay, that's he's not gonna dig any further. Like, all right, peace on that. Okay.
James James understands what that means. In terms of like having a crewmate betray you. Not because he's personally experienced it, but he would understand how hurt he would be if that happened. So he just like gives Hendril a nod. Fuck him. What about
Um.
Aw.
what about you? And he looks at Strata. Sizes up Strata again.
Honestly, yeah, we're all.
Honestly, when him finally admits, Strata does give her kind of like an understanding nod and a bit more of a gentle look than she's given anyone else so far since
Aw.
this conversation started. She's kind of linking it back to like how she felt when Lament betrayed her, but then add on to the fact that if Lament had betrayed her and then successfully killed her afterwards, she's taking that extra bump of that feeling. And then when James looks at her, that gentleness drops, and she shoots him a little bit of a glare. But she sighs and just relents. She's not being confrontational about this. And she slowly starts to explain. I died on a single mission that I took in order to avenge the fallen of my family. At night, without any other supports, I went alone into the nearest attacking village that I could find. Well, actually, I knew this village very well. I knew its residents, I knew the soldiers that stayed there, and I knew exactly what they had done. And so I attacked it by myself, killing anyone who stood in my way, until they shot me through the back. And the last thing I remember seeing was a spike through my chest. And she does kind of pull a bit of her armor down a little bit to show that very vicious scar across her collarbone. Not low enough for them to see like the very clear what would have been the puncture mark because it's healed over obviously, but like enough where you could see kind of the damage that had been done. Because this was a fucking ballista bolt.
Yeah.
Shot
Ow.
at her
Yeah, that's
through
fair.
the back.
They took no chances.
They
Yeah.
were like, they need to put her down.
I mean, yeah, that is a reasonable response to this situation.
Yeah. It arguably would look worse than if they had shot her through the front, because obviously if you shoot someone through the back, the force is much worse than the exit wound. So it's pretty vicious.
Yeah.
And
James
then I
just
woke
nods.
up in the purgatory. I concluded the mission I needed to, and I do not regret it.
James just nods. Okay. And I'm assuming that he's next to Eden.
That's how I've been imagining it. Yeah.
And then like Eden's like a full like isn't Eden like a full almost a foot below.
Oh yeah, Eden. I think Eden is like a full foot shorter than James.
And he just kind of like I'm assuming like Eden is just like nodding, kind of like whatever, and then like I guess you don't like you feel just like the stare down up from up above,
Jesus.
and he just kind of like, what about you?
Aw. Yeah. Yeah. I was saying aw to in the chat.
Oh,
Aw. Yeah. I'm imagining like Eden did like when Strata showed the scar, and like as she was explaining, he did nod along a bit. It's like essentially just filing that information away, basically. Like.
Mostly the Strata was very much evaluating the their reactions. She does pick up on that look from Hindrel.
Aw, gay asses.
Gay asses.
The gay.
There's gay people in this car.
Oh my god, what the fuck?
But yeah, I'm absolutely just like feeling like the weight of James's stare down at him.
Yeah, for real.
I uh
Real response. Just like a quick like.
yeah, he does say like the under his breath a bit. But then it's like he'll straighten up a bit and say, "All right, well, in the interest of honesty and placing all of our cards on the table, I died a few months after I completed university. After I graduated, I was attacked in my lab, and as he explains, I'm realizing I haven't actually drawn the specific scars I imagine him as having. But like he kind of pulls his sleeve down a bit, and you can see like I imagine they're probably kind of faint, but like clear like gashes on his arms from like something clawing at him. And he shows that, and then he pulls his sleeve back down, and he says, "I've been trying to get track on how he would explain what attacked him, but I was attacked by a creature that I was studying, and I killed it in self-defense, but I was not able to alert anyone to what happened, and it killed me as well." I, he just kind of shrugs at that. Like, well, what can you do? Got murdered and bled to death alone in my lab. What can you do?
Yeah, he kind of has that. He also James kind of has that look of like, yeah,
Like,
like yeah,
yeah, it's
that's a living.
glossing over how that actually makes him feel, but it's just like, yeah, yeah, exactly. That's like, all right, fair enough. Yeah,
He just goes, that sucks. Because it's like everybody, because it's like everybody, like the other two people have been betrayed by people that they knew and like kind of murdered, like by somebody that they knew, and it's like random attack, random night, random ass happen, and it's like
yeah, yeah.
that.
As far as Eden's explained, it really is just like a random attack. Yeah,
Yeah,
Eden
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
like
it's just like
Eden
that
laughed a
sucks.
bit at James' reaction of just like, damn, that sucks.
That sucks. That's,
He
wow.
laughs and says, "Yes, yes, it was yes, certainly unfortunate."
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, he'll do an insight check just because, like, he did it for Hindrel, and it just feels unfair to not do it for you. But
I mean,
like,
that's fair. Also, that's rough, buddy.
That's rough, buddy.
Yeah, yeah. I'll roll deception against that because Eden is
holy
not
shit,
sharing all the details. What'd you get?
21.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
All right.
James really wants to know. He feels left out from the beginning of the conversation.
I mean, that's fair. All right. That's a.
Yeah, no.
I'm imagining like it'd be clear like Eden isn't lying, but it's clear that he's not sharing all the details.
Yeah.
And like he phrased it very carefully when he was explaining.
Yeah, for sure. I think he doesn't. He's like, all right, well, you're being truthful about that, but he'll just be like just for the sake of a sentence, he'll be like, "Did you know the monster?"
At that, Eden does kind of pause and clearly thinks for a second before responding, but then he doesn't want to explain everything that happened, but in the interest of honesty, he will nod and say, "Yes, I knew the monster
Oh,
quite well."
oh,
And uh, then, uh, yeah, it's like, yeah, yes, I knew the monster quite well. And I got another kind of pause in saying, and I can't say I exactly blame it for lashing out, but was not expecting it.
whoa. Just
Like, all right, well,
the amount of details that are missing from that are so like obviously catered that it's like I don't know what kind of weird shit you were into. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
honestly,
That's crazy. That's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah.
Um, he just nods again. He just nods, kind of like with that lower lip on top of the the upper one, just kind of like. Oh.
Just like, all right, well, that's put that
And
aside.
then I gently will assume that Kabir, or maybe not. Well, you know what? James is not. We're gonna.
I
If nobody's gonna
I
ask Kabir,
believe
James is not gonna ask Kabir.
I mean, I think Pavir would say his death in this moment, and at the beginning of next session, I will have Spoods clarify in case I am incorrect. But I believe Pavir literally died of old age, natural life.
Oh shit! For real?
Yeah, I think so. If I
Yeah,
remember right. Yeah,
yeah.
Pavir
Pavir
had
had a good
the
life.
had the nicest ending. All of us died horrible, violent deaths.
Yeah.
James is like, what the fuck?
I will say
Yeah.
Strada also speaks up now and goes, I'm not going to make Barley explain what happened to him.
Okay. And then I go to gently tug on his tail.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
don't
give a
have
fuck
to,
what
James will.
you don't fucking speak for him.
Yeah.
Strada
Yeah.
does get up and growl,
Uh,
leave him alone.
uh,
No.
so Barley does have a passive perception of 16, so he's heard the whole conversation. That's why he stayed
I
by
mean,
the window.
that's fair. I think.
I
I
pop my
imagine.
head out the window and I go, "You want to come in and chill?" Or
And he's
Hey,
just
we're having.
he lets out a heavy sigh and he moves the climb back and he's like, "Yeah, move over."
all right, I sit on the side.
Um, Barley, unsure if Strata wants to be near him again or not because she's been acting weird. He doesn't get near Strata. He kind of stays by the window.
I would say Strada's kind of, considering how she knows how sensitive this information is, she's putting aside her feelings and going over to him, at least to give him that extra bit of support.
Yeah, it's very subtle, but everyone can notice he does like shift his body a little bit, so he's a little bit closer to Strata. Like if their shoulders are near each other, it's like biceps touching.
Nice.
They're besties.
They're besties even when they're fighting.
Oh yeah.
Uh, my death was my choice. I took my own life. And then he stops and he looks at James. I have this thing where, due to some stuff that happened in my youth, my brain gets a little mixed up sometimes and I forget, or not forget, what's a better word to say? My brain tries to make me think people are actually changelings and I get rather violent about it.
Dots are connecting.
And he kind of like licks one of his like he opens his mouth a little bit and you can actually he has like snake fangs and a snake tongue instead of like cat, and he like kind of licks one of the fangs like like some people do when they're like a little angry thinking about stuff or sad, where they like lick over
Yeah,
one of their teeth.
there's a little like their little click. I literally attempted to do it on the mic and I realized that's very low and you probably won't
No,
hear
I heard
That's
it.
fair.
it.
I
Okay.
heard it. Yeah.
Okay. Just to clarify above table, you said that he can tell when there's changelings around. Is that did I
No,
understand that
so
correctly?
Barley's trauma is that when he was younger, the regent of his land did this fucked up thing where they would randomly kill people's family in the middle of the night and then replace them with changelings to see how long the charade can last, and then
Fuck.
like fuck with people.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
He's a Halloween.
that's fucked with Barley's psyche. So
Okay.
the thing with Barley is if you guys leave him alone for too long, he will have a chance. He might not recognize you guys and think you're changelings.
Oh wow, he has no object permanence because he literally was
I
not allowed to have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it. And
That's why Strata kind of freaks out every time anyone leaves
Barley
alone.
alone.
She's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah, he left her. Yeah.
I've seen it happen too many times. I'm not doing this again.
Not again. Um,
So he says all of
no, he doesn't say all that.
Oh.
He just said
Yeah.
he
There's
mentions
so much.
no. He mentioned the changeling thing though. Like people would get replaced with changelings, and it just kind of messed with how my brain thinks sometimes.
that? Okay.
And it happened. I killed my husband, and then I got scared because I knew my boy was coming home soon. So I took my own life. I didn't want the chance to hurt him, worried that
Aw.
if I saw him, I may not see him.
Yeah.
Strata kind of shuffles up a little bit next to him so that like more of their arms are kind of pressed together.
Oh yeah, no, very obviously Barley's tail wraps around Strata's.
Oh, buddy.
They're besties. They got each other.
And as he's speaking, he's fiddling with like a little necklace around his neck. It has what looks to be like just like some plain silver, and then next to it's also a ring.
Oh. Yeah.
Does he say the bit about not being left alone for too long? Or no?
Yeah, he does say he was like, if I get left alone too long, sometimes I forget people are their people.
Oh.
What usually helps you?
Keeping people around to assure me, and he kind of flicks his eyes over to Strata for a second and then back to James. I've known Strata long enough that usually I can snap out of it with her a lot easier than anyone else.
James, James like just kind of nods, looking at him. He goes, "Thank you for sharing, man."
Yeah. Yeah. Eden will nod. As well. Just it's. Yeah. I don't think he has many words right now, but kind of the same sentiment of like, thank you for sharing. Damn.
James just kind of ponders.
Yeah, now everyone fully knows everyone's story more in depth, but now James really has like a, oh. And Barley kind of pipes up and he's like, I'm sure also you heard us talking about, I know I said it earlier where I mentioned centuries. Kind of obvious. We're not all exactly from this era. Strata and I are actually, I believe Eden too, are closer to when the hunting of the beast folk started. I was alive when it started. Actually,
Yeah. Yeah. Eden will nod, confirming that.
Strata nods as well and speaks up. It's why my people were at war. It's why I went on my mission that led to my death, to avenge the people I had lost, specifically. And she kind of hesitates before saying this, and then goes, my fiance. He was a casualty of this.
Barley's tail pulls Strata's closer to himself, so that like her tail brushes on his leg for like more contact.
Aww.
They got each other. They always got each other.
Yeah.
Just
Yellow.
for
Yeah.
a second, 1 second.
Yeah. That's fair. Aww.
We're just a group of mostly divorcees slash widowers.
Yeah.
Eden's not.
Eden's not.
divorced. Eden didn't get the chance to ask.
Gotcha. James just goes, taking it all in very solemnly. Holy shit, all of these are all depressing. Except
Truly.
you, Revere, you lucky son of a bitch.
Yeah, honestly.
What the fuck?
Yeah,
What an ensemble.
I think this is where we will fade to black though, because it is
Wait,
9.
that
wait,
makes sense. That's fair.
right? Because I very specifically knew that. I
Yeah.
one more thing that James
Yes.
says is like, I have one more question to you, Barley, since you seem to. It's not about your past specifically, but do you know if every single time there's a purgatory?
I'm unsure, but I think there can be times when there's not. It's something, and he looks towards Ida, and he's like, "It's something we could ask Key about."
Yeah.
Um, okay. And does only people that come back get, I mean, I point at his like scales and like,
You
you
don't
know,
necessarily have to come back for it. We all started to manifest these when we died. But from what I understand, you can also get cursed in the material plane as well.
so you all started getting these before you died. Am I
No,
right?
I didn't get mine
Okay.
until after, and from what I understand, they got theirs after as well.
Yeah.
Strata
Yeah.
Well,
nods, but realistically, she doesn't really know
Yeah,
because hers is so subtle.
But
Shada can't
that's
tell.
fair. Yeah, but yeah, Eden will nod with that and agrees. So just yes, certainly
I
I
say
have only
Strata gets
noticed
a half point.
anything after my death and awakening.
interesting. Okay. So he's still not convinced that he died
I love
Oh
from
my
that.
god.
what's happening? Because like it's like, all right, so they're not necessarily mutually exclusive. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, he's like, all right, well, I guess the search continues. But what he will do is, he had like he took off the armor, but he still had his like braces on. He'll
Hmm.
take off his like left one, and like he'll show that his hand has like just like the very fingertips have like talons, like draconic talons.
Yeah.
I will say Strata's eyes kind of widen to see draconic traits.
Yeah. Eden it perks up a little bit, and immediately very interested. But yeah.
Um, and I don't remember. I think this was the case that like, so James will say, I also didn't know that I could talk. And then he says, I didn't know that I could talk like this, but he'll say that part in Draconic.
Oh.
There's just so many emotions going across Strata's face, and it flicks between like shock and kind of like a little bit of joy to hear her language. I mean, I'm kind of thinking it's like a little bit different than hers, considering how old she is, but at the same time, it's still so familiar to her. And there's a little bit of joy in her expression, like, oh my god, it's still draconic still lives. I mean, she knows obviously there's like dragons in specifically in the Solar Empire, but it's like she was working under the assumption she probably wouldn't live to see them.
Oh.
So just hearing her language again, there's just she can't help but feel happy about it.
That's really cute.
He just goes, that does that mean something to you?
And she kind of she's stumbling over her words, like she was not expecting this, not expecting to hear her language, and she she nods and goes, I didn't think I would hear it again. And she does say she starts to speak in common when someone who understands it.
Yeah, James is like, okay. Okay. That's something. That's something.
This
That's really sweet.
even if she's still kind of like pissed at him for like firing at her, like this immediately forms a kinship with her, like
Aw.
instantly.
Aw.
He smiles, and in Draconic, he goes to Strata. Don't ever fucking poke at that body again with your weapon.
Honestly, yeah.
Yeah, fair.
She was not expecting him to say that, and she does let out like an amused snort, and then replies back in Draconic with, "As long as you don't fire at me again."
He gives you a predator handshake.
Hell yeah.
Yes!
Hell fucking yeah.
Yeah.
They bond!
Group
Good for them.
therapy session.
It worked!
And now we never have to have group therapy again.
I'd like to imagine he outstretches the hand with the Draconic scales on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty.
That's really sweet. I like
That's
that.
a good spot to